The road ends here. Tonight, the Hayes High Indians will put everything that has happened this season behind them and shift their focus on winning the first ever state championship against the number 1 ranked St. Thomas Aquinas Saints out of the Eastern Kansas League. And with that, we welcome you into the booth for one final time this football season from Welch Stadium in Emporia, Kansas, along with our entire Tribe Broadcasting Network crew. I'm Hank Corsair, and this is what it all comes down to. When you're a high school football player at any school in the country, you have one goal in mind when you take the practice field in August, and that's to make it to the state championship. And Hayes High has achieved that goal now for the first time in school history. And that road to get to this point was not an easy one. The Indians had to overcome some tough games in the regular season, such as the top 2 seeds in the 6A West, Derby and Manhattan, and eventual number 1 seed Great Bend. So they entered the playoffs as the 9 seed and had to play on the road for each week of this postseason run, but never let that bother them as they got big shutout wins over Andover and Hutchinson. They got revenge on Great Bend in the regional round and pulled off a huge upset over the 2-seeded Eisenhower Tigers after losing to them last season. Tonight, though, will be Hayes High's toughest test of the season as they are literally taking on the best. The Saints enter this game undefeated as the number 1 ranked team in the state, and they've beaten some tough competition to back up their resume to be number 1, including wins over defending champion Mill Valley and St. James Academy in these last 2 weeks. And they've done what they've done this season with a powerful run defense and their flexbone offense. But luckily for Hayes High, though, the flexbone has been their best friend in this playoff run as they've held Andover and Hutchinson to season lows in rushing yards. And those are also the games where the Indians got their 2 shutouts in the playoffs. So the defense knows what they have to do tonight after facing the flexbone twice already. But the problem that Hayes High has entering this game is the offense has some question marks with both quarterbacks Carter Graham and Zane Viegro suffering season-ending injuries last week against Eisenhower, and the fact that Hayes High has no experience being in this game, while Aquinas has been here 6 times before and won the state championship for 4A last season. But that doesn't matter to Hayes High fans. They're already filling up the home side here at Welch Stadium. The community has been backing this team and talking about this game, and there were a lot of people in attendance at the state send-off this morning. So it'll be an exciting game, and we are just under an hour away from the biggest game in Hayes High football history. And we will look back at Hayes High's season and the road they took to get to this point when we come back, and we'll also preview the St. Thomas Aquinas Saints when we come back. This is Hayes High football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention to all you Hayes High basketball fans. The season is about to tip off, and we need you back in the stands cheering for our Hayes High Indians. As we hit the hardwood, we have some exciting games at home in December. Go ahead and mark your calendars for the Hayes City Shootout, where our varsity squad will face a competition right here at home. First, on December 5th and 6th at 3 p.m., and then on December 7th is our finale at 10 a.m. But that's not all. The excitement continues on December 13th as the Hayes High Indians take on Junction City at 4:15 p.m. Let's pack the stands, show our school spirit, and bring support to our team as the season starts strong. Be there, bring your energy, and let's make this season unforgettable. Go Indians!
Wrestling fans, get ready. Tuesday, December 12th, Hayes High hosts Salina Central for boys and girls JV and varsity wrestling duel.
Join us at 4 p.m. to support your Hayes High wrestlers as they battle it on the mat.
That's Tuesday, December 12th, 4 p.m. at Hayes High. Let's pack the stands and show our team spirit.
Hello, everyone. It's Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
Back here at Welch Stadium in Emporia, Kansas, as Hayes High gets set to take on St. Thomas Aquinas in the 5A state championship. And we'll now take a look at how Hayes High got here. And looking at back, Hayes High had about as tough of a start to this season as they could ask for. With the two top teams in 6A at the time in Derby and Manhattan, where they suffered a loss to the Panthers in the season opener. And then they went down to the wire against Manhattan and fell 34-30 in the final seconds of that game. But with those rough waters, there was a break in the tide as the Indians played their second game against the Wheat Ridge Farmers in Colorado, which was just the third out-of-state game in program history and first ever win against an out-of-state team as well. And in that game, the Indians showed what their offense was capable of as they scored all 42 of their points in the first 13 minutes of the game to get a running clock in the second quarter, and things really started to open up after that. As the Indians started whack play on the road against Garden City and won 41-8 with a strong defense that held the Buffaloes to 99 yards on the night, and that 33-point margin became the biggest margin of victory ever for Hayes High against Garden City. And then the next week, Hayes High got their third win in the last 3 years against Junction City, 27-17, and then gave the Indian fans, students, and alumni a great show on homecoming weekend as they got their first of 3 shutouts this year, defeating Dodge City 26-0. But then the end of the regular season wasn't how Hayes High. It ended with. This is how Hayes High ended up with the 9 seed for the playoffs. They fell to Great Bend 21-0 after the offense struggled to get things going, and then lost to Liberal on Senior Day because of a late score by the Redskins. But once Hayes High started the playoffs, they took off, starting with Andover in an 8-9 matchup where it's usually a toss-up. The Indians dominated from start to finish, held the Trojans to a season-low 95 rush yards as they entered the game, averaging over 300 rush yards per game. And Carter Graham had the best game of his life as he had 2 passing and two rushing touchdowns and threw for a career-high 217 yards. Then for regionals, Hayes High traveled an hour south and got revenge on the 1-seed Great Bend Panthers after they scored the first 13 points and never held back. And they had their best rushing performance of the season with 331 yards and held off a very powerful Panther offense to secure a 5-point win. Then moving on to the sectional round, the Indians traveled to where the 3A, 2A, and 1A championships are being played at Gowan Stadium to take on Hutchinson. It was the second flexbone offense Hayes High faced in 3 weeks, and just like they did the first time around, they held the Salthawks to a season low in rushing yards and forced a turnover on down 6 times to take Hutchinson out of the game to get their 4th bid to a sub-state championship game. And last week against Eisenhower, where Hayes High had a lot of things stacked against them once again, from 2 injured quarterbacks to cold weather, and facing a very good Tiger team that could pass the ball. They didn't let anything bother them as they outscored the Tigers 24-14 and ran the ball very well after moving to a wildcat formation and forced 4 interceptions on Eisenhower quarterback Derek Morgan to win the program's first sub-state championship after losing 3 previous times. And now they enter with an 8-4 record, trying to win the school's first state championship for football and the second team versus team championship in school history. The other one was a boys basketball title in 1944, so a huge opportunity to make history for this Hayes High football team. Now we'll go to our opponent preview for tonight's game, the St. Thomas Aquinas Saints. They enter undefeated at 12-0 and playing in their 7th state championship game all time tonight. And they play some very tough competition year-round to cement themselves as a clear #1 team with that undefeated record. Some of their wins include a 4-point season-opening win over a Blue Valley West team that proved to be a dominant force in 6A this year. They also got big wins in the regular season against Blue Valley, Bishop Miege, St. James Academy, Blue Valley Northwest, and an overtime win over Rockhurst, Missouri. And while their regular season schedule was a challenge, their postseason competition was no easier with a 2-touchdown win over the Pittsburgh Dragons in the regional round and single-possession wins over defending 5A champion Mill Valley and the Thunder of St. James Academy as well. Their biggest key is their run game that runs the flexbone, making the Saints the 3rd team Hayes High will face this postseason that runs this type of offense, and they run it extremely well as they've averaged 6.2 rush yards per play and have scored 46 of their 52 offensive touchdowns from their ground game. The highlight of that ground game is their 2 1,000-yard rushers, Kalen Arndt and LZ Slaughter, who were both Eastern Kansas League honorable mentions a year ago. And on defense, Aquinas has a 4-man front that is highlighted by Kalen Curtis, who leads the team in sacks and tackles for a loss, while being named an Eastern Kansas League honorable mention as a sophomore, and Joey Goodenow on the edge, who was a 4A All-State selection a year ago. But probably the biggest advantage for Aquinas tonight is that they have experience playing in this game. They've played in the state championship 6 times and won 2 of them. And the head coach for both of those championship wins was Randy Dreiling, who has 9 state titles in his coaching career, making him tied with former Cape and Mount Carmel coach Ed Crywell. And after 11 years with the Saints, Dreiling has won 104 games at Aquinas and is looking to break the tie with Crywell tonight. And that'll do it for our opponent preview. And when we come back, we will have a talk with the voice of the Hayes High Indians on 96.9 KFIX, Dustin Armbruster, and then take a look at some of the other championship games around the state tonight. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Wrestling fans, get ready. Tuesday, December 12th, Hayes High hosts Salina Central for boys and girls JV and varsity wrestling duel.
Join us at 4 p.m. to support your Hayes High wrestlers as they battle it on the mat.
That's Tuesday, December 12th, 4 p.m. at Hayes High. Let's pack the stands and show our team spirit.
Hello, everyone. It's Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
Attention to all you Hayes High basketball fans. The season is about to tip off, and we need you back in the stands cheering for our Hayes High Indians. As we hit the hardwood, we have some exciting games at home in December. Go ahead and mark your calendars for the Hayes City Shootout, where our varsity squad will face a competition right here at home. First on December 5th and 6th at 3 p.m., and then on December 7th is our finale at 10 a.m. But that's not all. The excitement continues on December 13th as the Hayes High Indians take on Junction City at 4:15 p.m. Let's pack the stands, show our school spirit, and bring support to our team as the season starts strong. Be there, bring your energy, and let's make this season unforgettable. Go Indians!
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
Welcome back, everyone, to the pregame show from Emporia, Kansas, as Hayes High gets set to take on Aquinas for the 5A state championship. We're now pleased to be joined by a man that you might have heard of before. He's sitting right across from us, the voice of the Hayes High Indians on 96.9 KFIX, Dustin Armbruster. Dustin, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. It's kind of a wild mix of emotions to be a part of this after doing Hayes High for so long and finally getting to be part of a state championship broadcast.
Yeah, I'm ready for the game to get started, but we've seen it all this postseason, from multiple shutouts to knocking off the number 1 seed to playing now 5 straight weeks on the road. It's really been fun to watch this Hayes High team, and now they have an opportunity to bring home the school's first state championship.
Yeah, it really is, and what's been so neat about it is all the hurdles that they've had to jump over. You mentioned the 5 straight weeks on the road and being the underdog in every one of them. I don't know that Hayes High was chosen outside of maybe you and I and a few Hayes people thought, oh yeah, Hayes can go win this game. They were certainly not chosen by most of the people around the state of Kansas to win each of their games, and yet they just still find ways to do, especially last week with all of the injuries. What they've overcome physically, mentally, emotionally is maybe the best part of this entire postseason so far.
Yeah, tonight it won't be easy for them to bring home the championship, though. They'll face the state's number 1 ranked team for the second time this year, as they started it with Derby, and now they end it with the defending 4A state champion St. Thomas Aquinas Saints. A big challenge tonight for the Hayes High Indians, but they bring a lot to the table as well for the championship matchup.
Yeah, they do, and the biggest thing that Hayes brings to it maybe is a little bit of being naive to the situation. You know, St. Thomas Aquinas has been there before. The pressure is certainly on them. As you mentioned, they're the number 1 ranked team. They're undefeated. Hayes High's never been here before, and that's either a good thing or a bad thing. It can be a bad thing because maybe you don't take the moment as serious as you should, but it can be a good thing to be naive, and Hayes High might roll into this thing not knowing they shouldn't win the game and just go do it anyway. And so being a bit naive to the situation is not always a bad thing.
Indeed, and people will focus on tonight's matchup between the players on the field, but how about this coaching matchup? You have Tony Crow, who was able to rebuild Hayes High football after Randall Rath left in 2017, and he's been able to take this team to heights never seen before with Hayes High football. But on the opposite sideline, Aquinas is led by one of the best in the business, Randy Dreiling. He took over the program in 2014 after the Saints had 5 seasons with Mike Thomas. Coach Dreiling spent 17 seasons with Hutchinson before leaving for Aquinas, and he had great success with the Salt Hawks as he helped them to a 160-38 record, 11 seasons with 10 or more wins, 3 undefeated seasons as well, and 7 state championships. And now he has 2 state titles with Aquinas, including one last year in Class 4A.
Yes, Randy's one of the best Victoria native, so there's an Ellis County tie in this game among just the Hayes High people that might know Randy, and he's such a good coach because of the details that he puts into his game plans and what he requires out of his kids and out of his assistant coaches as well. And so there's a very high level of expectation from Coach Dreiling that he puts on his team. But with that, you see what he's able to do with that flexbone offense. Nobody runs that very much, and certainly not to the success level that he has out in the Eastern Kansas League. And so that tells you how good this team is at all of the little things. They're not trying to trick anybody very often. It's pretty much straight ahead. Little sleight of hand on who have the football, but Randy Dreiling's one of the absolute best, and Hayes High is going to have to go take this thing because Randy Dreiling's not giving out any favors in tonight's game.
Absolutely, and Hayes High is going up against a great defense against some players that were Eastern Kansas League selections a year ago, which is a very tough conference with Blue Valley schools and Bishop Miege in there as well, who just played right before this game. But the offensive options might be limited for Hayes High. So as you've watched practice, what can Hayes High do to add to their run game that they'll likely use on almost all their plays?
Well, the one thing that they'll probably do, and they did this last week, was they added Will Clark as a second tight end on the opposite side of Parker McGuire. And now they were able to work in a few more plays with Will in there. You know, it's not like Will wasn't at practice, but he wasn't always on the practice field. And so there's a few more technique tips that they'll be using with Will, a few more ways that they're going to block with him. But now Ian and also Ian McGuire and also Holden Lynn are going to know a little bit more of what's in front of them, because before it was just a mismatch of players everywhere on the field. You just find a hole, and so they're going to know a little bit more. But there's going to be a passing element in this game. I don't know how often Hayes High is going to go to it, but they are going to trust Ian McGuire at some point to throw this football. And I think that's going to be the big thing: is how long will St. Thomas Aquinas be worried about Ian throwing the football before they overcommit, thinking he's not going to, and then can the Indians take advantage? And so that's the biggest thing added this week, is some passes by Ian McGuire, something that he's not used to. He's a baseball player. He knows how to throw a ball, but throwing the pigskin's a little different, especially in a state championship game. The good thing is Ian is one of the most unflappable guys that you're ever going to be around.
But now when you look at Hayes High's defense, here's an interesting stat that I found. They ranked top 4 in points allowed this postseason for the 18 teams playing this weekend, and they also held their first 3 opponents to season lows with yardage, where it was rushing yards with Andover and Hutchinson and passing yards and total yards against Great Bend. This might be what will bring a championship home for Hayes High.
Yeah, that's what's going to have to be better than anything else on the field, is that Hayes High's defense has been so good. And you mentioned a couple of those teams with Andover and Hutchinson. They run the flexbone. Now, a little different variety, and when you're going against a defending state champion, Randy Dreiling coach team, you know it's going to be the best of the best. But Hayes High has seen it on a couple of occasions already, which benefits them. However, Randy Dreiling and St. Thomas Aquinas has seen how Hayes High lines up against the flexbone. They're going to adjust as well. The first drive of the game for both of these teams, I don't think, is going to be indicative of how the whole game's going to go because of the amount of adjustments that is going to be made. But I really think Hayes High's defense has surprised a lot of people in how dominant they've been in the postseason. They're going to need to be close to that level again tonight to win a championship.
And my final thing I want to talk about, since I won't be wearing the headset for Tribe Broadcasting next year, Hayes High fans have a lot to look forward to next year. 8 starters returning on offense, 7 on defense, and regardless of what happens tonight, while the players want to bring home that state title, it really shows the culture that has been established with the Hayes High football program. A big opportunity tonight, but a lot to look forward to with the future of the program.
Yeah, whatever happens tonight is not going to weigh too big or too small on the future of the program because of what has been built. You mentioned all the starters that are coming back, most notably the offensive line. The entire offensive line comes back next year, and they are the engine that makes this offense move. And so that offensive line is going to what paves the way. Of course, Holden Lind, but he runs behind that massive offensive line. Your brother Gus is one of the small guys on the line, and he's not small. He's not a small guy, and so that tells you kind of where this offense will be operating next year. But what this team has done with no real stars on it is pretty amazing. And I think that is what shows all the younger guys that didn't get time this year, guys that are going to be coming up in the junior high, that you don't have to be a 5-star to be a stud at Hayes High and contend for state titles. What this program did was put another notch on the belt of what's possible in Hayes High football. There's only one notch left, and that's to win the whole thing. But what Hayes High has done this year has helped propel the program forward well beyond this year, as you mentioned, next year. But even the guys, the little kids that are in the junior high, they're going to be looking at this team going, we can do that. We have an opportunity to go now. And so this team has done so much for Hayes High football.
All right, Dustin, thank you so much for joining. Have a good call tonight, and hopefully when we talk again, Hayes High will be state champions.
You too, Hank.
That was the voice of the Hayes High Indians, Dustin Armbruster, and when we come back, we will take a look at some of the scores from around the state in the other championship games, and then we'll have interviews with head coach Tony Crow as well as Cole Cherry Holmes and Kip Keeley when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or take it.
Wrestling fans, get ready. Tuesday, December 12th, Hayes High hosts Salina Central for boys and girls JV and varsity wrestling duel.
Join us at 4 p.m. to support your Hayes High wrestlers as they battle it on the mat.
That's Tuesday, December 12th, 4 p.m. at Hayes High. Let's pack the stands and show our team spirit.
Attention to all you Hayes High basketball fans. The season is about to tip off, and we need you back in the stands cheering for our Hayes High Indians. As we hit the hardwood, we have some exciting games at home in December. Go ahead and mark your calendars for the Hayes City Shootout, where our varsity squad will face a competition right here at home. First on December 5th and 6th at 3 p.m., and then on December 7th as our finale at 10 a.m. But that's not all. The excitement continues on December 13th as the Hayes High Indians take on Junction City at 4:15 p.m. Let's pack the stands, show our school spirit, and bring support to our team as the season starts strong. Be there, bring your energy, and let's make this season unforgettable. Go Indians!
Hello, we want to thank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
We welcome you back to the pregame show from Emporia, Kansas, as Hayes High gets set to go in the 5A state championship against St. Thomas Aquinas. We're now going to take a look at some of the other scores from around the state. In that case, the championship games that are happening tonight. Let's first start off with the two that are complete here in Emporia, starting in Class 6A, which was yesterday between the 1 seed out of the East, Gardner-Egerton, and the 2 seed out of the West, Manhattan. What a game this was. Manhattan jumped out to a 12-7 lead in their 8th championship appearance, but Gardner-Egerton wouldn't let that stand as they took a 22-19 lead into halftime, and then it was split 7-7 for the final 2 quarters. Manhattan had a 33-30 lead in the final 10 seconds, but Gardner-Egerton ran a play from the 2-yard line and was able to secure the win. And the game that just got done a few hours ago, when you hear a 2 seed versus a 15 seed, you usually think of that as a first-round matchup. That was not the case for 4A. It was the championship game between Andover Central and Bishop Miege, a back-and-forth game after Miege entered the postseason with a record of 1-7 in their 15th championship appearance. And Andover Central, for them, this was their 5th appearance as they looked for their first title after some big wins in the last 2 weeks over Wellington and Buhler. It was tied through each of the first 3 quarters, 7-7 after 1, 21-21 going into halftime, and 28-28 at the end of 3. But Andover Central was able to pull away with a 49-35 lead, and Miege got another touchdown. But the Jaguars got the 49-42 win for their first ever championship. Now looking at some of the other games, Topeka Hayden and Andale. Andale jumped out to a 12-6 lead after the first quarter, but Hayden came back, storming back in the second quarter, taking a 19-12 lead into halftime. But Andale used their defense for the final 24 minutes of that game, shutting out Hayden and winning by a final score of 36-19 for their 8th championship win all time. In Class 2A, Southeast of Saline and Nemaha Central. Southeast Saline entering that game 13-0 against 11-2 Nemaha Central, one of the dominant forces in Class 2A in recent history. Nemaha Central jumped out to a 7-6 lead after 1, but Southeast of Saline came storming back, going with a 20-7 lead into halftime, and it was back and forth for the rest of the game. But in the end, Southeast of Saline, down 28-20, scored a touchdown, got a 2-point conversion, recovered an onside kick, and then wins it by a final score of 36-28. Our next game in Class 1A, this is a game that is currently in progress. We're going to try to get it pulled up right here. Last we checked, it was 7-6 Conway Springs over Centralia at the end of the first quarter. And right now, Conway Springs in the third quarter leads at 28-6 as they look for their 2nd straight title and looking to extend their winning streak to 24 games. A game that will be starting here not before too long in 8-man Division I down in Greensburg, Kansas. Central Plains 10-2 with their third appearance all time after starting playing football in 2012. They've gotten some big wins this playoff, with all of them coming by 6 points or less. And Hoxie, being the number 1 ranked team in 8-man Division I, enters with a 12-0 record. In 8-man Division II, this one was over after the first quarter. Axtell, undefeated at 12-0, entered that game, scoring 22 points in the first quarter, and then never looked back as they took a 30-0 lead into halftime. Victoria tried storming back as they had also been pretty dominant in the playoffs, but in the end, Axtell wins it 50-0 with the 8-man Division II Mercy rule, giving Axtell their 52nd straight win and 4th straight title, meaning that senior class for the Eagles never lost a game in their high school career. And then in 6-man, Cunningham and Weskin. This was a back-and-forth game as well. Weskin jumped out to a 14-6 lead at the end of the first quarter and then took control in the second quarter, taking a 35-14 lead into halftime. But Cunningham didn't go away lightly. They put up 20 points in the third quarter to make the score 34-43, and they outscored the Coyotes 14-6 in the final quarter. But in the end, Wescan prevails 49-48 to finish their season 12-0 and win the championship for 6-man. And that is it for our scores around the state. And when we come back, we will go to our coaches' interviews with defensive coordinator Kip Keeley, offensive coordinator Cole Cherryholmes, and then head coach Tony Crow when we come back. This is ASI Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Hello, we want to thank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
Attention to all you Hayes High basketball fans. The season is about to tip off, and we need you back in the stands cheering for our Hayes High Indians. As we hit the hardwood, we have some exciting games at home in December. Go ahead and mark your calendars for the Hayes City Shootout, where our varsity squad will face a competition right here at home. First, on December 5th and 6th at 3 p.m., and then on December 7th as our finale at 10 a.m. But that's not all. The excitement continues on December 13th as the Hayes High Indians take on Junction City at 4:15 p.m. Let's pack the stands, show our school spirit, and bring support to our team as the season starts strong. Be there, bring your energy, and let's make this season unforgettable. Go Indians!
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
Welcome back to the pregame show from Welch Stadium in Emporia, Kansas, as Hayes High gets set to take on the number 1 ranked St. Thomas Aquinas Saints, and we're now joined by Hayes High defensive coordinator Coach Keeley. And Coach, you're coming off of a sub-state game where you held Eisenhower to a season low in points scored, but I want to ask, what has impressed you the most with the defense on this playoff run, as they've been one of the biggest keys to this run?
I think their just ability to play together. We've asked a lot of them during the playoffs. We played multiple styles of offenses, and each offense has required every single guy to have a certain responsibility and to do that responsibility really well. And our kids, they've just bought into that. They understand the importance of doing their 1/11th, and they've just really had some personal accountability, and that's led to just a whole unit accountability that has just been higher than I've ever seen or been a part of.
You've gone in a pattern this postseason with your approach to facing the flex bone and the spread, and it continues as you face the flex bone tonight after facing spread from Eisenhower last week. So is that a big challenge for you as a defensive coordinator?
I don't know if it's necessarily the offense that's a challenge. It's a challenge every week in the playoffs because you're playing a team that is very well prepared and a team that has the same understanding that you do of this, it's win or go home. And so I don't think it's necessarily just the scheme of the offense that we're playing. It's really just about can we come together for another week and understand our 1/11th, understand our responsibility that we have that week, and so that's really the challenge is just playing together as a unit and understanding that it takes personal responsibility on every play and guys doing their job.
You guys were very successful against Andover and Hutchinson, where you had to face the flex bones. So how should the experience of facing those teams help you guys tonight? And also, what additional challenges does facing Aquinas create?
Well, I think it definitely helps seeing that offense at any point in the season, whether it's playoffs or regular season, just because it's really foreign language to to kids when you haven't seen it, you haven't prepared for it. Our offense doesn't run it, so we don't see it in practice. There's nuances to it that you have to understand, and our kids, they just, it really doesn't matter who we're playing or what the offense is, that they're just excited to play every week. I don't think it's something where they're just really excited to play a flexbone team. I think they're just excited to play, and that's really cool to see. But specifically the challenge against Aquinas is they're always well coached. They've got a very, very good group up front. They play physical, and they're just really good at doing all the little things. They do the small things better than anyone that I've seen for a while. And I've always known Coach Striling's really good. I've never watched any of his teams on film from the perspective of breaking them down to play them, and now I understand why. They're very physical, and they do their job really well.
I'm going to ask this next question to the two other coaches. What challenges arise for you as a coordinator playing a Saturday game on Thanksgiving weekend?
Man, there's really nothing that's come across my plate yet that I felt like is going to be different than a Friday night. I'm sure that's going to come here later in the week when it's Friday night and we're sitting there, 7 p.m. It's going to feel different. So up until this point, it's been business as usual. Everything's been very normal on my side and just how we've approached everything. We've approached practice and preparing for this team. It's a big game, we know that, but we are treating it just like it's the next game, and we've done that for a while now. And when you do that, when you get to these points and get to this point of the season, it's not a challenge because you don't have to get up for it. It's really just the next game, and you're getting ready to play. This one's just an extra day, really.
And my final question, looking back on the season and moving forward, what were you most impressed with this season, and what do you want the defense to improve on moving forward?
Our leadership. I think here in the playoffs, these seniors on this defense have just taken a hold of this group, and it's kind of spilled over into the offense too. Dalton Myers, Cooper Lindenmeyer, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, they've been the staples. We got Cam Jones, another senior, and Jack Zeller, another senior on the D-line. But man, they have just grabbed a hold of this team and approached every week with the mentality of we are not going to get beat. And they really have just taken a hold of the leadership, and it takes great senior leadership to make it to this point. And to win this type of a game, it takes great senior leadership. It has nothing to do with anything other than your seniors coming together and being able to grab a hold of the rest of this team and get everyone to play with the same type of mentality that they have, because it's just different for a senior. It's different for a 17, 18-year-old kid. So I've been really impressed with their leadership, and I just excited to have one more game with these guys, and just these few remaining days of practice. I'm just soaking it all in.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Hank. Appreciate it.
That was Hayes High defensive coordinator Kip Keeley, and we'll take another break and have offensive coordinator Cole Cherryholmes on when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention to all you Hayes High basketball fans. The season is about to tip off, and we need you back in the stands cheering for our Hayes High Indians. As we hit the hardwood, we have some exciting games at home in December. Go ahead and mark your calendars for the Hayes City Shootout, where our varsity squad will face a competition right here at home. First, on December 5th and 6th at 3 p.m., and then on December 7th is our finale at 10 a.m. But that's not all. The excitement continues on December 13th as the Hayes High Indians take on Junction City at 4:15 p.m. Let's pack the stands, show our school spirit, and bring support to our team as the season starts strong. Be there, bring your energy, and let's make this season unforgettable. Go Indians!
Back here at Welch Stadium on the pregame show as Hayes High gets set to take on Aquinas, and we're now joined by Hayes High offensive coordinator Cole Cherryholmes. And Coach, you're coming off of a big win over Eisenhower, and I wanted to ask, did you ever think you'd have to call a game after losing your top two QBs and having to go to Wildcat formation to win a sub-state championship?
No, in the short answer. I don't think any coach prepares a third string. I think you talk about it in meetings on Sundays. Sometimes we have a kind of a catastrophe meeting. Every once in a while, about once a year, we get together and it's like, hey, what if worst case scenario, what are we going to do? And luckily, thankfully, Ian was ready. And we were able to plug him in, and our assistant coaches did a great job of getting those guys ready. And, we just went in and executed.
And in that game, what did you learn about your offense, and what can you take away from that game, not just before the state championship, but also heading into next season?
What I learned about our offense is our O-line's really physical, and we always say there's no substitute for being physical. One of our weekly goals since week one really is to establish the line of scrimmage. We want to reestablish the line of scrimmage a yard in their direction. I think if you do that and we have good snaps, I think we can compete against anybody.
As you prepare to face Aquinas, what are some of the things you've done with your offense and the approach to this game, and what have you noticed from the Saints defense on film?
They're really good. They're really good. They're really well technique. They hold their gaps really, really well. They're just a really sound, fundamental football team. For us, it's business as usual. It's reestablish the line of scrimmage. It's play with physicality unmatched by anyone else. It's believing in each other, establishing the run. We preach this all the time, to see the game one play at a time, and there's no important play than the one that we're doing right now. So I think that mentality and that mindset, next man up, and just go be physical, see what happens.
We've already discussed losing Carter and Zane, which changes the game plan, I'm sure, and now you have to come up with two more options moving forward. So how does it create challenges for you as an offensive coordinator?
We do a really good job with our assistant coaches. Of everyone is on the same page at all times, and the way that we kind of call offense is we separate everything. So the O-line gets a separate call from the receivers, which gets a separate call from the backfield. And so really plugging a running back type guy into quarterback as far as knowing what to do, Ian didn't really miss a beat because he's been seeing the same signals all season long, and really for 2 years. It's just a matter of the snap count and catching the snap and handing it off was kind of the big issue, and we just had to work at that at halftime. But yeah, I think that's just getting that down and getting the mesh down and letting them continue to play with confidence is the big thing.
How does playing on a Saturday during Thanksgiving weekend challenge you in your offense?
As far as challenging for us, I think it's really good to get another day of practice again. Another day to work mesh, another day to work snaps, another day just to be together. As far as playing on Thanksgiving, man, as far as a high school football coach, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, that you've reached the pinnacle, at least the game. Someone told me this week, you got a chip and a chair at the game. We got a chip on our shoulder going in, and we got a seat at the table, and that's about all you can ask for.
And finally, looking back on the season as a whole, what have you been most happy about with the offense, and what do you hope to improve on moving forward?
We've talked a lot about there's been a lot of talk about how tough our schedule was, and we did that purposefully in a lot of ways. After each loss this year, we've learned so much about ourselves, kind of where our weaknesses are at and some things we need to adjust. And if you flipped on our tape versus Derby and you flipped on our tape against Goddard Eisenhower, I think you would really see, even before our two quarterbacks went out, you would really see two different offenses, kind of with the same style, but with just different little nuances and different things that we were able to clean up and fix throughout the year. And I think playing that tough schedule really, really helped. It made us go to work and really on the whiteboard and in practice and really try to figure out, what we were not good at and get better at it.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Hank.
That was offensive coordinator Cole Cherryholmes, and we'll take another short break and interview head coach Tony Crow when we come back. This is Ace High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into the final pregame coaches interview of the season. And I'm joined by Hayes High head coach Tony Crow. And Coach, first off, congratulations on winning sub-state and making it to state. And the first thing I want to ask you is, what does it feel like to take that last step and get to the school's first state championship?
It feels, man, Hank. It feels like an honor. It feels like something that this town's deserved. These kids have deserved. And we've spent the last 7 years really, really stressing the point of getting the culture right, where we felt like we could do something like this. So it's been an honor, and we're just all really, really proud of what these kids have been able to do.
And being able to win sub-state after losing your top two quarterbacks, what does it show about this team, and what effect does it also have to lose Carter and Zane right before the state championship?
Yeah, it just shows the cohesiveness of this group, this team, and how they don't let anything shake them. They haven't all year with the schedule we've played, and we've prepared for these moments. I mean, obviously you never prepare for both your quarterbacks to go down, but our offense and Coach Cherry Holmes and our guys on the offensive side were just unflappable, and they said Coach said snap at the end, and we did, and we just kept rolling. So it was just a group effort coming together, saying we're not going to let one guy or one position be the difference in this game. We're going to come together as a team and win it no matter what.
What's the biggest takeaway for you as a coach after you guys played some very tough competition, not just in the regular season, but also here in the playoffs?
Well, I mean, the teams we've been playing in the playoffs, I mean, probably weren't as good as the first couple teams. Two of the first three teams we played to start the season. And even the WAC schedule was really tough this year. So, I think Dustin at one point, I think he said our schedule right now is wins and losses like 98-34 or something like that. So, I mean, it's been a tough schedule, and it's really prepared us for this moment. And St. Thomas Aquinas is just like, those teams we played earlier in the season. So that's what we're hanging our hats on with our kids, is we've played these kind of teams before, and we're ready to go.
And now you guys get to play St. Thomas Aquinas, the number 1 ranked team in the state. So what do you see from them as you and the coaching staff have scouted them?
Yeah, they're as good as advertised. I mean, they do everything well. They run the ball really well, obviously, with a very tough offense that Coach Dryling's been doing for many, many years, and has had a lot of success with it. And they play great defense, and they're just going to kind of grind you out, and that's how they win games. Their schedule, if anyone's schedule in the States has been as tougher than ours, it's probably theirs. That league they play in, the EKL, is as good a league as you'll find anywhere in the Midwest. And so they're prepared, they're ready. They're gonna be ready to go get another one, and we've seen a couple opponents early on that look like him, but it's been a while, so we're gonna have to be ready to go as well.
Aquinas runs a flexbone offense, and you guys have been very successful against the flexbone as you guys held Andover and Hutchinson to season lows in rushing yards. So how do those two games prepare you for this one?
Yeah, it's a different type of flexbone. All flexbones have their own little unique intricacies that are different, and this one's different. They've got a giant quarterback that they like to lean on, and they block differently than the other two we saw. The receivers are a little bit more involved in different things, and so it's a different one. It's going to be tougher to stop. Their personnel is a little better. They're bigger, they're stronger, they're more seasoned in doing it. So it's obviously we're lucky to have played two of these flexbone teams over the last month, and so it's kind of given us a chance to prepare for it. But we still don't feel comfortable in knowing the fact that this one is the best one that we're going to see for sure.
With this game being a 7 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday plus Thanksgiving week and being out of school, how have you had to change the practice schedule and your approach to this game?
Well, I mean, it's new to us, and so we're learning. We're trying to figure out the best way to go through. The first time you do something like this, it's all a learning process, and so we're getting the kids up here like we did throughout the week, and we're practicing on Thanksgiving morning, and we're doing stuff on Friday, and so it's just a little different. We get an extra day of preparation, which is nice with the Thanksgiving day in there. It would have been tough, I think, if it was on a Friday, but we're excited about it. I mean, we're Coach Cherry Holmes said this the other day, and none of us really thought about it, but we're the last game in the state to be played on Saturday night. We're the last high school football game in the state this year, state of Kansas. So kids are excited about it, and they're it's all kind of just leading up to what we think is going to be a great ending to the season. And we think we're going to be prepared. It's all new to us, and we're hoping our plan works. And again, we're in uncharted waters for us, so we're trying to make it up as we go.
As you go up against a top team, not only in the state but also in the region, and also a coach like Randy Dryling, who tied the state record with his 9th championship last season, what would a win mean, not just for the team but for the school and the program?
Yeah, I mean, it would. Hank, this is the best way to say it. That Hayes High hasn't won. Hayes High has only won one championship in team sports where you play a championship game in the history of Hayes High School, and that was during World War II. That was 1944. And some of the players on that team were, getting ready to get drafted to go, go fight in World War II. And I think one of their coaches got sent away. And I mean, just a crazy deal when you think about it like that. So, we're the 6th team in the history of the school to play in a championship game. And so, we already feel like we've, had a lot of success with what we've done, but we don't want it to be the end. We want to make sure we can put the cherry on top. And if we can win this thing, I mean, we feel like it's just going to be a special, special thing that it just doesn't happen in Western Kansas anymore. Big schools in Western Kansas don't go to state championships. They just don't in football. And so really in a lot of sports, most sports. And so it's a special thing for Hayes. That's why you're seeing everything we're putting out is all about Hayes. And this community ought to be proud of it. We're a town. We're not a city. We're not a suburb. It's no different than a small town around here. It's just everybody's full of pride, and we're hoping we can make everybody really proud.
And regardless of tonight's result, with the playoff run and tough competition that you guys have faced, what are some of the key things that you've taken away from this season?
Oh, I think that just never underestimate the culture of the program that you build. We started seeing it last year when we thought we were coming off the best season we may ever have. And we started seeing that kids just – all they saw was kids in front of them that worked hard and turned into winners. And, you don't know that's what that looks like until you see it, until you see what it looks like. And that's what's happened this year. Yeah, we've got great players. We've got really good players. But, arguably, I think people could probably take some of our rosters of the past and say maybe they were a little better. But these guys have all seen winning, and they know what it looks like. And it's taught us that the most important thing is the culture of your team. You can't win without culture. You might be able to win a couple games, but you can't win championships without culture. And now we're in a place to do that because, of what we've really built over the last 7 years.
And that'll do it for the pregame coaches interview. Coach, thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
Thanks, Hank. Appreciate you, man. It's been a fun season. Good job, dude.
Thank you.
That was Hayes High head coach Tony Crow, and we're going to take another break and have starting lineups for you and then kickoff when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
We welcome you back to Welch Stadium in Emporia, Kansas. We are just 8 minutes from getting underway here at the state championship, and we're now going to give you our starting lineups. And we'll start off with Hayes High, going first with the offensive line, which features a 4 junior, 1 sophomore look. At left tackle will be number 79, Dawson Reuter. And inside at the left guard, number 53, Maximo Luna, who was named a starter right before the first-round game against Andover. At the center position, Gus Corsair, first-team WAC selection and 5A honorable mention from a year ago. We'll get the start there. And rounding it out, Mason Dreher, the junior at the right guard position, and number 72, Cannon Weber at right tackle. It was a question throughout this week, who would Hayes High go with at the quarterback position? It is Ian McGuire, who has been the backup running back this season, and he will be joined in the backfield by Holden Lynn. What a year he has had, 100-plus rush yards in each of the playoff games, and leads the team in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns, as well as receiving touchdowns as well. And Hayes High's receivers tonight, Jonathan Cano, the second WAC selection from a year ago, and in the slot, Jarek Purdy will make the start as well. And rounding out the final 2 spots, Braden Meckel at the right receiver position, and tight end will be Parker McGuire. Now looking over at Hayes High's defense, they are going with a 3-3-5 look, and it will. And this is not an official list of who is starting, but it will likely be Tim McCautry on the left defensive end. Defensive tackle will be Tanner Geist, the leader in multiple categories, including tackle for a loss, sacks, and fumble recoveries, and then Alex Loving on the end. But if this could change depending on who receives the opening kickoff, because Gus Corsair has been playing some defense with that big man front, consisting of him, Tanner Geist, and Tim McCautry. And Jack Zeller could also get some minutes as well at the defensive end position. Dalton Myers will be the outside linebacker, and on the inside, Jackson Chartier. And rounding out the linebacker core at the middle will be Wyatt Kirkpatrick, first-team WAC selection from a year ago, and has 4 college offers so far. At the rover position, Johnny Rigler, the 6'1", 194 junior. And rounding out the other 4 secondary spots, Kamani Jones on the left corner. The free safety will be number 8, Cooper Lindenmeyer. Strong safety, number 29, Jace Myers. And on the right corner position will be number 11, Caleb Thompson. Now we'll take a look at the starters for the Aquinas Saints. Their line from left to right: Lou Mullen, Eastern Kansas League honorable mention a year ago. Left guard will be junior Tyler Barnes. Center Bo Bully. Right guard number 76 Stephen Carroll, 4A honorable mention last season and a 3-year starter. Right tackle the right tackle will be Maxwell Mansky. The starting quarterback is LZ Slaughter, Eastern Kansas League honorable mention last season and has one Division I offer as well from the Army Black Knights. The fullback will be Kalen Arndt, who is also an EKL honorable mention. And then Brett Yankovic and Michael Bernhardt will be receiver and tight end. And rounding out the wing running backs, Bryson Taylor and Will Callahan. Now looking over at the defense for Aquinas, they run a mix of a 4-2-5 and a 4-3. Joey Goodnow will start on the left end. In the middle, Kalen Curtis. And at the nose tackle, Zion Thornton, the 6'1", 283 sophomore. The defensive end will be Crew Winfield. And inside linebacker will be Joseph Walker. Middle linebacker will be a 6', 206-pound senior, Andrew Ham. And the outside linebacker and nickelback position will be filled by number 47, Terrence Bryant. And looking at the rest of the secondary for the Saints, the left corner is number 11, Brett Yankovic. Free safety is number 29, Gunnar Greason. And strong safety will be Connor O'Donnell, though we might see him switch a little bit around with Gabe Spice, 6'1", 190 senior that has offers from Nebraska, Kearney, Chadron State, and Peru State. And rounding it all out will be the right corner, Dallas Cahill, the junior, wearing number 21. And that'll do it for our starting lineups, and we'll have kickoff for you when we come back. This is the 5A State Championship, and this is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Wrestling fans, get ready. Tuesday, December 12th, Hayes High hosts Salina Central for boys and girls JV and varsity wrestling duel.
Join us at 4 p.m. to support your Hayes High wrestlers as they battle it on the mat.
That's Tuesday, December 12th, 4 p.m. at Hayes High. Let's pack the stands and show our team spirit.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
Hello everyone, it's Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
Attention to all you Hayes High basketball fans. The season is about to tip off, and we need you back in the stands cheering for our Hayes High Indians. As we hit the hardwood, we have some exciting games at home in December. Go ahead and mark your calendars for the Hayes City Shootout, where our varsity squad will face a competition right here at home. First on December 5th and 6th at 3 p.m., and then on December 7th as our finale at 10 a.m. But that's not all. The excitement continues on December 13th as the Hayes High Indians take on Junction City at 4:15 p.m. Let's pack the stands, show our school spirit, and bring support to our team as the season starts strong. Be there, bring your energy, and let's make this season unforgettable. Go Indians!
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Wrestling fans, get ready. Tuesday, December 12th, Hayes High hosts Salina Central for boys and girls JV and varsity wrestling duel.
Join us at 4 p.m. to support your Hayes High wrestlers as they battle it on the mat.
That's Tuesday, December 12th, 4 p.m. at Hayes High. Let's pack the stands and show our team spirit.
We welcome you back to Welch Stadium in Emporia, Kansas. It is game time. Hayes High will be receiving after Aquinas won the toss and deferred their option to the second half. All the talk, all the speculation, all the predictions, it means nothing now. It is finally time for the 5A state championship as Aquinas will be kicking things off to get us underway. We'll give you a quick uniform description real fast. Aquinas wearing the white jerseys and the navy blue numbers with a gold helmet and gold pants as well, and their blue logo on the sides. Hayes High is wearing the maroon jersey and maroon pants with gold numbers with a white outline and their traditional white helmet with the maroon face mask and the arrow logo on each side. Kicking off for Aquinas will be number 98, Michael Durfler, their main kicker this season, used on both kickoffs and field goals as well. Back deep for Hayes High, it'll be Jarek Purdy and what looks like to be Jonathan Cano. So Hayes High will have two wide receiver duos back to return the opening kickoff. Again, it is coming from number 98, Michael Durfler. They're kicking from the left hash. He will walk up very slowly to the 35. He'll run up, and he sends it downfield, and the 5A state championship is underway. This will be fielded by Jarek Purdy at the 8-yard line. He'll go to the 15 to the 20, getting to the sideline, and he'll go out of bounds at around the 24-yard line. Pretty decent return there for Jarek Purdy. Hasn't been used a lot on kick returns this year, but he gets a pretty decent return. We'll see where they decide to mark him down officially. Looks like just around the 25, maybe the 26-yard line is where they're going to mark him down, and that is where Hayes High will get things underway. And a lot of excitement building up here at Welch Stadium. In a year where we have two different teams playing for the championship this year, we had Mill Valley representing the East last year and Capon representing the West. Both those teams Mill Valley was eliminated and Capon dropped down to 4A. Ian McGuire will be at the quarterback position. The lineup in the shotgun, one receiver on each side with Parker McGuire as a tight end on the right. He'll take the snap, and he fumbled it at the 17-yard line, just has to run with it as he'll go past the 20 and just barely got back to the line of scrimmage. I think they're going to give it to him, so no gain on the play for Hayes High. Offensive line held it up pretty well for McGuire to regain himself and get back to the line of scrimmage, but it's no gain to start the drive. And that is a dangerous four-man front there for the Saints, but luckily for Hayes High, they have a very powerful offensive line that's only allowed 8 sacks this season compared to the Hayes High defense, which has gotten 31 sacks this season. Hayes High will keep that same formation. There's the snap to McGuire. It's a handoff. Holden Lynn up the middle. Breaks one tackle to the 25 to the 30. Breaks another to the 40. He'll go to the 45 past midfield. Tried to break one more tackle, and he goes down to the 43-yard line. After a fumble on the first play, Hayes High picks up a big gain from Holden Lynn and brings it down into Aquinas territory at the 43-yard line is where they're going to mark him down. A 32-yard pickup to start things off for Holden Lynn as Hayes High is into Aquinas territory with their first down of the game. Hayes High will move the tight end to the left side now for McGuire. Jonathan Cano is also close to the line as well. McGuire is set. The linebackers will show blitz. There's the snap. He'll run to the left side and get stopped at the line of scrimmage. And they'll give him 1 extra yard as he'll go down at about the 42-yard line. Making the tackle there for Aquinas, number 35, Joey Goodnow, a important athlete for this team. First team Eastern Kansas League selection a year ago, and is also a 5A discus and shot put champion at the state championships last year. So they did give Ian McGuire that yard. And Hayes High will have it 2nd and 9 from the Aquinas 42-yard line. One receiver on the left, everyone else close to the line. McGuire will get the snap and hand off to Holden Lynn. Once again, he does a juke move and gets about to the 40-yard line, but I think Aquinas stopped him just short. Looks like getting there that time was number 45, Andrew Ham, the middle linebacker. So it's a 2-yard pickup for Hayes High to the 40-yard line, and that's going to bring up their first third down attempt of the night. Aquinas has been very successful at stopping the run this season. It's about all that Hayes High is limited to with 2 injured quarterbacks. But we'll see what they can do right here. We did watch a little bit of practice yesterday, and we saw Ian McGuire throw it around a little bit. And when we talked with Dustin Armbruster, we mentioned that he does play baseball, so he can throw a ball, but throwing the football is a little bit different. Holden Lynn's lined up to the right side of McGuire. One receiver on each side. There's the snap. It's a fake handoff, and McGuire will go to the right side of the 40 to the 35, trying to break one more tackle, and I think he's just short of the line to gain at about the 34-yard line is where they're going to mark him down. It will be the 35-yard line is where they're going to mark him down, so a 5-yard pickup, not enough for Hayes High there. So Hayes High will have it from the 35-yard line as they fail on their first third down conversion attempt of the game. And it looks like the offense will stay on the field unless they drop Ian McGuire back a few feet and have him punt the ball. Jackson Chartier and Wyatt Kirkpatrick did come into the game. They're lined up on the right side between the line and Ian McGuire. McGuire's set 5 up front for Aquinas. He'll take the snap and run towards his left side, trying to break one more tackle, and I think they might actually give it to him. He needed the yardage to the 33-yard line. The official's standing right on it, and we'll see what they decide to call it. And it will be a first down as the Whitecap runs up to the line. Hayes High gets 2 yards and picks up a first down to keep the drive alive. A lot of Aquinas fans not happy with the call, but Hayes High gets their second first down of the drive and keeps it alive 33 yards away from the end zone. They'll keep one receiver on each side. It just a little bit off from the right hash. Again, Hayes High is going from left to right from our vantage point. We are on the visitor's side where Aquinas fans are sitting. Holden Lynn lines up on the right side of McGuire. The linebackers come up. There's the snap. McGuire hands it off. Lynn doing some moves, trying to get some extra yardage to the 30-yard line, and he's going to be brought down right at the 30-yard line as well. Group of Aquinas players got to him, and Hayes High is trying to win the battle up front, which was one of their keys. As we'll now take a quick break in the action and take a look at our keys to victory for the Hayes High offense and Aquinas defense. Hayes High's key on offense is find a way to produce plays. Their options are limited because of the injured quarterbacks, and also the O-line has to win the battle up front. But for Aquinas' defense, they just have to contain the run. They should expect it quite a bit, but we'll see if Hayes High ever decides to open it up a little bit. Parker McGuire's now lined up on the left side of the line, and the snap goes over the head of Ian McGuire. He dove back on top of it at the 43-yard line. There was an Aquinas player there as well, but I think McGuire got it back. It was almost recovered by the Saints. Number 29 got there. That's Gunnar Greason that got to him, but it's going to be listed as a 13-yard loss for the Indians, and it's going to bring up third down. Hayes High failed on third down their first time, and now they have extra long yardage to get right here. 3rd and 20 from the 43-yard line. One receiver on each side, lined up in the middle. It's a 4-3 look from Aquinas. Running back on the right side of McGuire. He will try and pass the ball, rolling towards his right side. Tries throwing it forward, and it's underthrown at around midfield, and it was intended for Holden Lynn, but that's going to bring up a punting situation for Hayes High after they lost 10 yards, or lost 13 yards on that fumbled snap. So Aquinas makes an early defensive stand with 7:06 to go here in the first quarter. And Hayes High will get set to send it downfield. Back deep to return is number 6, Will Callahan. Their main punt returner this season has returned 10 punts for 39 yards. His longest is 23. Hayes High will send it downfield. The punt is number 54, Jackson Chartier. And it will take a bounce at around the 20-yard line and roll back towards the 14. And there's some Hayes High players there surrounding it. And Braden Meckel will pick it up. And Hayes High picked it up pretty quickly. They think that it might have touched an Aquinas player, but the ref signaled that it is Aquinas ball with 6:55 to go here in the first quarter. And that's kind of a preview of what we're going to see all night. This is going to be a heavy defensive battle as Hayes High punts on their first play or on their first drive of this game. And we'll see what Aquinas can do right here as they go onto the field with their flexible offense led by quarterback LZ Slaughter and fullback Kalen Arndt, 2 Eastern Kansas League honorable mentions from a year ago. They will start from the 21-yard line. This is a quarterback-dominant run game. Hayes High bringing the heavy package up front. It's a pitch to the outside to Arndt. He'll go to the 20, truck a man down to the 25, and it looks like he'll be brought down right there. So a short 4-yard gain to start things off for the Saints. Kalen Arndt on the carry that play. And And that's going to be the problem for Hayes High is that this team is heavily dominant on the run game, averaging 6 yards per play when they run the ball, and have a lot of big guys up front, including a 269-pound right guard, Stephen Carroll. They'll send a man in motion. There's the snap. It's a pitch to the outside to Will Callahan. Hayes High trying to swarm around him. He'll get to the 30 and go down at about the 33-yard line. Making the tackle there for Hayes High. Number 8, Cooper Lindenmeyer, comes swarming in. But that will be a first down for the Saints as they pick up 9 yards. So the first down of the game for Aquinas. As we're already halfway through this first quarter, one receiver will line up on the left side. It's number 11, Brett Yankovic. Everyone else lined up in the flex bone. Hayes High has 5 up front, linebackers showing blitz on each edge. There's the snap to Slaughter. He'll keep it himself after faking the handoff, trying to push forward, and gets down to about the 38-yard line. Group of Hayes High players there up front making the tackle on the 4-yard pickup. And while we wait for the teams to talk things over, or for Aquinas to decide what their next play is going to be, we'll look at the keys to victory for Hayes High's defense. That is stop the flex bone. This is their 3rd time facing it. They've done really well the first 2 times, but Aquinas' key on offense is to win the battle up front. Hayes High can get in the backfield against flex bone, and we'll see and so far they've done that tonight. It's a handoff up the middle as Slaughter handed it off to trying to see who it is. It looks like it's number 23, Kalen Arndt, who gets it once again. He'll be brought down at the 45-yard line, making that a 7-yard pickup. 11 yards on 2 carries so far for the junior fullback. So they're now up to the 45-yard line and get their 2nd first down of the night. Hayes High keeps 5 up front, 1 receiver lined up to the left side. Jace Myers will come up close to the line of scrimmage, and Hayes High will pitch and Aquinas will pitch to the outside. Arndt broke 1 tackle, but can't escape a group of Hayes High players back at the 43-yard line. Number 11, Caleb Thompson, was there, and a few other Hayes High players, including Kamani Jones, Jackson Chartier, and Cooper Lindenmeyer. That's a loss back to the 43-yard line, so a 2-yard loss for the Saints. Hayes High getting their first negative play on defense. 2nd and 12 for the Saints. 1 receiver lined up to the right. Kamani Jones will come up looking at the quarterback. Might be in zone coverage, but now it's a handoff up the middle, and Tanner Geis dragging Kalen Arndt back to the 42-yard line. They're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage, but Hayes High stops him once again, and now the Saints will be faced with a 3rd down for the first time tonight. So Hayes High fans getting pumped up on the home side, trying to help their players out and get a stop here on 3rd down. Great showing, by the way, from the Hayes High fans. A student section to our left, a lot of fans in the middle. Just a great showing up after a 3-hour drive. Brett Yankovic will line up to the right side for the Saints. It's a handoff up the middle, and now LD Slaughter will keep it for himself, and he gets stopped before he could get back to the line of scrimmage. Tim McCautry was the first one to get there, and Hayes High makes a stand on 3rd down. They were not buying the handoff, and LZ Slaughter gets brought down at the 44-yard line, so they do give him a 1-yard pickup, but Hayes High forces a punting situation. So Hayes High will send a punter back deep. Punting for the Saints will be number 18, Baron Gavin. This will be his 17th punt on the year. Has gotten almost 33 yards on average this season. Trying to see who's back there for Hayes High. It's number 2, Johnny Cano. So the punt will go into the air. It's a high kick. Johnny will back up away from it. It'll land at the 23-yard line and roll back, and it'll be fielded at the 25-yard line. So after Hayes High punted to start the game, they make a huge stand on defense, and now they'll take over at their own 25-yard line with 3:09 to play. And I said this already. This is just going to be a preview for the rest of the night, and we're going to step away for 10 seconds and see what Hayes High does right here when we come back to this Hayes High football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. Hello, we want to thank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe... So Hayes High will go from the left hash. Ian McGuire still in at the quarterback position. He'll get the snap, and we'll hand it off to Holden Lynn. He'll run to the left side, trying to get an extra yard to the 26-yard line, but a group of Aquinas players there to make the tackle. This is going to be a battle of who wins with small yardage each time, as that's a 1 yard. It'll be listed as a 1 yard pickup for Holden Lynn. 38 yards for him so far on just 4 carries. Has been the dominant force for the Hayes High ground game this postseason. Has gotten 100+ rush yards in every game and had 217 yards on 31 carries against Eisenhower last week. Saints will put 5 guys up front, putting a linebacker on the edge. There's the snap to McGuire. He'll keep it himself. Was rolling towards the right side, but will cut back in. And I think he just got back to the line of scrimmage is where they're going to mark him down. Had a block at first, but Aquinas closed it down really quickly. And now Hayes High is going to be faced with a 3rd down for the 3rd time tonight. They have not converted yet, but huge opportunity right here. We got 2:04 to play in the first quarter. Still no score. Last week, Hayes High was 5 for 10 on 3rd down against Eisenhower. They're 0 for 2 so far tonight, like we just said. They'll add an extra tight end into the game, 1 receiver to the left. Aquinas shifts their line as McGuire takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks towards the left side, and had a man, Jonathan Cano, on the left side, but it falls incomplete, and Hayes High will be faced with another punting situation. So Hayes High will bring the punt team onto the field. As they fail on 3rd down for the 3rd time tonight. Hayes High likely bring out the punt team. Jackson Chartier again is the punter tonight. We were wondering if it was going to be Ian McGuire, since he is playing quarterback, or maybe Carson Moore coming into the game, but it is the junior Jackson Chartier. He'll take the snap. It's a line drive kick, angling to the 40-yard line into the Hayes High sideline, and it goes out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So Aquinas will have it in Hayes High territory with 1:31 to go in the first quarter. LZ Slaughter will come back into the game for the Saints, trying to get going what they started on their first drive, where they were all 7 plays on their first drive were run plays. They picked up 24 on the first 4 and then had -1 on the last 3, which ended their drive. They'll put 1 receiver on the left side in the flex bone. A man will go in motion, then stop. It is a pass play, and they'll load up deep, and he'll hit his man. That's number 11, Brett Yankovic, at the 5-yard line, and he goes in for the first score of the game as Aquinas takes a 6-0 lead with 1:24 to go. It took just 1 play. Hayes High bought the fake early on, but Yankovic was able to beat his man deep. It was it was Caleb Thompson, actually. But Aquinas has a 6-0 lead with 1:24 to go, and they'll send out number 98, Michael Durfler, to attempt the extra point. The hold will be from number 7, Carson Patrick, and the snap will come from number 22, Hank Kolick. They'll put an extra guy. They'll do a substitution real fast, bring in number 80, Miles Backus. He'll get the snap. It is down, and Hayes High almost blocked it, but either way, it is good as Aquinas takes a 7-0 lead with 1:24 to go here in the first quarter. And we're going to step away real fast and see what Hayes High does when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention to all you Hayes High basketball fans. The season is about to tip off, and we need you back in the stands cheering for our Hayes High Indians. As we hit the hardwood, we have some exciting games at home in December. Go ahead and mark your calendars for the Hayes City Shootout, where our varsity squad will face a competition right here at home. First, on December 5th and 6th at 3 p.m., and then on December 7th as our finale at 10 a.m. But that's not all. The excitement continues on December 13th as the Hayes High Indians take on Junction City at 4:15 p.m. Let's pack the stands, show our school spirit, and bring support to our team as the season starts strong. Be there, bring your energy, and let's make this season unforgettable. Go Indians.
Back here at Welch Stadium in Emporia, Kansas, after the Saints put the first points on the board, a 41-yard pass from LZ Slaughter to Brett Yankovic, his 2nd receiving touchdown of the year, and it took them just 7 seconds to take the lead. This is a team that's just their 7th touchdown this season that has come on a pass play. The other 46 were from the ground game because they run the flex bone, and it looks like they might have found a way to get Hayes High, but we'll see if they can storm back. They've been down before here in the postseason. As the kickoff will come from number 98, Michael Durfler. Hayes High will send the wide receiver duo, Jarek Purdy and Jonathan Cano, back deep once again. Purdy will get it at the 5-yard line, waiting for the blocks as he'll go to the 15, to the outside to the 20, to the 25, and gets stood up at the 27-yard line. He got hit really hard there by, I believe it was number 8 that made the tackle for the Saints, Michael McCown. But Hayes High will trot their offense back onto the field as they take over at the 27-yard line. Hayes High's had to punt on both of their first possessions. Last one, they struggled to get the ground game going and then couldn't convert on third down on a pass play. And now just 13 seconds later of game time, the offense is back on the field. One receiver on each side. McGuire gets the snap, and it's a handoff to Holden Lynn, trying to run up the middle, but doesn't have any space as he gets brought down at around the 29-yard line. Was looking for some space up the middle, then tried running towards the left side, and then nothing opened up, as that was the 5th carry of the game for Lind, as he's now up to 40 yards. We got 55 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Aquinas in front 7-0. Hayes High faced with a 2nd and 8. They were faced with a 2nd and 9 to start their last drive. And now they'll put twins on the right side with Jonathan Cano and Jarek Purdy. Two of Hayes High's top receivers this year. Cano entered with 519 yards receiving and Purdy with 227. Both second-team WAC selections from a year ago. They'll bring up the linebackers for Aquinas. There's a snap to McGuire. He'll run up the middle, gets past the 30 and down to about the 32-yard line. Had some space open up right away, but the tackle was made there by number 35, Joey Goodnow. And Hayes High will be faced with a 3rd down and 6 yards to go. Their first play on 3rd down tonight was a run play. The other 2 have been pass plays. We'll see what they do right here. But with 1 second to go on the clock, that is going to take us to the end of the first quarter with Aquinas in front 7-0 after a 41-yard pass near the end of this first quarter. And we're going to take another break, and when we come back, we'll have our second quarter action. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at
Back here in Emporia, Kansas, as Hayes High trails Aquinas 7-0, and Hayes High has it 3rd down and 6 yards to go from the 31-yard line. Hayes High needs the 37. One receiver will be put on each side. Holden Lynn will line up on the right side of McGuire. The tight end is on the right side. McGuire gets a snap, and it's a fake handoff to Lynn as McGuire looks for some space running to the right side, breaks a few tackles, but can't break the last one as he's short of the first down marker by a few yards. Looks like the 34-yard line is where they're going to officially mark him down, but Hayes High failing to convert on 3rd down for the 4th time tonight. And we'll see if they decide to punt it. McGuire broke some tackles early on, but didn't really have the space open up on that right side, and now Hayes High will likely go with a punting situation, but McGuire will stay out on the field. We'll see if he takes the steps back and gets ready to punt it. St. Thomas Aquinas fans getting on their feet as it's a fake snap, and now McGuire will go back to the 26-yard line to send it downfield. No punt returner back deep for Aquinas. They're going to try to block this punt with how close it is to the line of scrimmage. It's a high punt angling towards the Aquinas sideline. Jarek Purdy will be there to field it at the 35. It's still bouncing close to the sideline, and Purdy will pick it up at the 32-yard line. So Hayes High goes 3 and out for the 2nd time in a row, and the Saints take over with 11:08 to go here in the second quarter. They scored on just one play on their previous drive, the 41-yard pass from Elsie Slaughter to Brett Yankovic, the 6th passing touchdown of the year for Slaughter and the 2nd receiving touchdown for Brett Yankovic. This time Yankovic will roll out towards the left side. He was playing close to the line of scrimmage the last time, so we'll likely see Aquinas try to run the ball still, trying to keep control of this game. Hayes High has been very, very good against the flexbone offense this year, holding Andover and Hutchinson to season lows in rushing yards, and those games being their 2 shutouts. It also shows the scoring defense for Hayes High as well. They are in the top, tied for 3rd with the amount of points they've allowed for the 18 teams playing this weekend with 28. They're tied with Axtell, who had 28, and that continued tonight as they shut out Victoria. Topeka Hayden had 19 and Cunningham had 14, but they only played 2 playoff games prior to tonight. Yankovic, the lone receiver on the left side, in the flex bone for Aquinas. They'll send a man in motion. It's a handoff up the middle to Kalen Arndt. He breaks 1 tackle and will be dragged down by Tim McCautry to the 36-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 36-yard line, a 4-yard pickup for the Saints. As Arndt now up to 13 yards rushing on his 5th carry. Hayes High will put Caleb Thompson on the far side and now bring him in closer as Yankovic once again playing close to the line of scrimmage. Hayes High's corners are facing the quarterback. It's a pitch to the outside. Will Callahan will get the carry, breaks 1 tackle, trying to get the extra yardage, and Gus Corsair, who makes his 2nd tackle of the season, and will be brought down and Will Callahan will be brought down at the line of scrimmage. The space never opened up early on for Aquinas. Now they're going to be faced with 3rd down for the 2nd time tonight. They failed to convert on their first one, which was early on in the first quarter where they needed to get 12 yards and they only got 1. So we'll see what Hayes High does right here. They send a receiver to the right side being guarded by Caleb Thompson. Man goes in motion. It's a handoff. Kalen Arndt will break 1 tackle and then juke out a man at the 45. He'll go to the 50, trying to outrun Caleb Thompson to the 40, to the 30, to the 25, and Thompson pushes him out of bounds into Hayes High territory in the red zone at around the 18-yard line. Once Arndt got to the linebacker level, there wasn't much Hayes High could do to stop him, and now they'll have it into Hayes High territory down to the 20-yard lines, actually, where they're going to mark him down. Or they will give him an extra yard as well, so it's down to the 19-yard line. 45-yard pickup for the junior back. 1 receiver to the left side for the Saints. Send Will Callahan in motion. It's a handoff up the middle, and it'll get stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Tanner Geist and Wyatt Kirkpatrick got there. Elsie Slaughter was the one on the carry. And we'll see if they give him that 1 yard to the 18-yard line. I think they will. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Hayes High's band trying to get the crowd hyped up. This Aquinas is deep into Hayes High territory now from the 18-yard line, 2nd down and 9. Kalen Arndt still lined up behind the quarterback Slaughter. There's the snap and it's a pitch, but there is a penalty flag on the play as Will Callahan gets to the outside of the 15 to the 10 and get brought down inside the 10 and around the 8-yard line. But we'll see what this penalty flag is. As we wait for the official call from the referee, it came from Aquinas' sideline, which is the visitor's sideline as well. So we wait for the official call right here. And it will be a legal formation against the Saints. More than 4 men in the backfield, so that will put them back 5 yards to the 23-yard line. And this is where Hayes High is going to have to take advantage. They got to take advantage of the mistakes that Aquinas makes, as they'll be faced with second down and 14 from the Hayes High 23-yard line. They're shifted a little closer on the hash marks to the Aquinas sideline, which is to their right. They'll send a man in motion again. It's a pitch to Kalen Arndt. He'll go to the outside of the 10 to the 5, and he goes into the end zone for the 2nd touchdown of the night for Aquinas. This one from 23 yards out as Arndt gets his 26th rushing touchdown of the year, and Aquinas is going to go up 13-0 with 8:28 to go here in the 2nd quarter. There were no Hayes High players on that side, as Arndt was able to break free after getting the handoff. And now Aquinas has the opportunity to take a 14-0 lead as Michael Dörfler goes out to attempt his 51st extra point of the season. Again, the hold is coming from number 7, Carson Patrick, and the snap from Hank Kolick. There's the snap, the hold, the kick. It is up, and it is good. So Aquinas will go up 14-0 with 8:28 to go after a 23-yard rushing touchdown from the fullback, Kalen Arndt. And we're going to step away for a moment and see what Hayes High does when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. Hello, everyone. It's Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians. Back here at Welch Stadium in Emporia, Kansas, after that touchdown drive from the Saints, took 2 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock, 68 yards, and was capped up by a 23-yard rushing touchdown from the fullback, Kalen Arndt, his 26th of the season. And Aquinas has a 2-possession lead with a little over 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. We'll see how Hayes High can respond. They've had to punt 3 times tonight, haven't been able to get much going on offense as they face one of their biggest deficits of the season in terms of where we are in the game. Hayes High will have five up front on the kickoff team, and then have 3 patterns of 2. And back deep is still Johnny Cano and Jarek Purdy. Michael Dörfler walking up to the 35-yard line will run up and send a line drive kick, and it will take a bounce at the 10-yard line. And Johnny Cano will go to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, trying to break a tackle from Will Callahan, and he'll go down at about the 32-yard line. So this is Hayes High's best starting field position of the night after starting from the 25 2 times and then 27 on their last drive. Looks like they're going to mark him down actually at the 30-yard line. So Hayes High's 70 yards away from the end zone. Ian McGuire will stay into the game. Holden Lynn will start on his left side. Jarek Purdy, the lone receiver, on the left, and Johnny Cano, the lone receiver, on the right side. Hayes High on their left hash. There'll be a 4-3 look from the Saints. As McGuire gets the snap, he'll hand it off to Holden Lynn. He'll run up the middle and get stopped at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards on the carry. Brought down by a group of Saints. It looks like it was number 20 that got there. And that player was Kalen Curtis, team leader in tackles for a loss and sacks this season, and was an Eastern Kansas League honorable mention as a sophomore. So a 2-yard pickup that was Holden Lynn's 6th carry of the game, has averaged 7 yards per carry so far. 1 receiver on each side still, the tight end, Parker McGuire, on the right side of the line. Also looks like Will Clark's coming into the game as a tight end as well. McGuire will keep the ball as he'll run to the right side. We'll go back to the 35 and down to about the 37-yard lines where they're going to mark him down. It looks like it's in between the 36 and 37, but it will be the 37 is where they mark him down. Hayes High will be faced with a 3rd down and 3. Hayes High just trying to get something going right here as we're little over 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Aquinas in front 14-0 after a passing touchdown in the first quarter and a rushing touchdown from 23 yards out on their previous drive. Everyone's bunched up on the line. Jarek Purdy, the only receiver outside. He is on the left side, being guarded by number 21, Dallas Cahill. Holden Lynn will run it towards the left side, trying to get the first down the yard to the 40, tried to break one last tackle, and will go down to about the 43-yard line. So Hayes High converts on 3rd down for the first time tonight on their 5th attempt, and they keep the drive alive as Holden Lynn gets Hayes High their 3rd first down and at the 43-yard lines where they're going to mark him down. So a 6-yard pickup for the junior back. Hayes High will go back to having Jarek Purdy and Jonathan Cano line up as twins on the left side. Everyone else on the line of scrimmage. And Holden Lynn on the left side, on the right side of McGuire. 5 men up front for the Saints. There's the hand, or it's a fake handoff as McGuire will run to the right side. Got hit at the 44 and goes down right there. Just continuing to see a battle of who can win up front. We've only had 3 passing plays so far in this game, and we have 5:55 to go here in the second quarter. Hayes High looking to the sideline to get their play call from the assistant coaches. They're faced with a 2nd down and 9 after Holden Lynn got a fresh set of downs. Jarrett Purdy, the lone receiver on the left side. Aquinas still trying to get their guys positioned as there'll be a handoff to Holden Lynn running up the middle, breaks 1 tackle and goes down to about the 48-yard line. Still actually going, but he will be marked down at the 48-yard line. Second time this drive, Hayes High will be faced with a 3rd down. Holden Lynn broke some tackles early on, but couldn't quite get past that 2nd level. Now Hayes High faced with their 6th 3rd down conversion attempt tonight. Aquinas makes a substitution, and as number 32, Harrison Krause, the sophomore, will come out of the game. Still keeping 5 guys up front, anticipating run from Hayes High. And now the linebackers starting to come up a little bit as they just need 5 yards. We might see Hayes High pass the ball right here, and we're going to get a timeout. And it will come from Hayes High with 4:46 to go here in the second quarter. And we're going to step away as well. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Profit.
Back here in Emporia, Hayes High will get set to go on 3rd down, 5 yards to go from their own 48-yard line. 1 receiver on each side, 5 guys up front for the Saints. McGuire will get the snap, fakes the handoff to Holden Lynn. They'll use him as a lead blocker, so he'll try to get to the outside and go down right at midfield. Though they might give him the extra yardage, he will get into Aquinas territory at the 49-yard line, making it a 3-yard pickup, and now Hayes High faced with a 4th down and 2. So now Hayes High will keep their offense on the field as they finally get into Aquinas territory from the 49-yard line on the right hash. Substitution into the game for the Saints. Number 36, Alex McNamara, comes out, and coming in is number 47, the outside linebacker, Terrence Bryant. We'll bring the cornerback in, the anticipating run. And the snap goes over the head of Ian McGuire. He picks it back up at the 40, just trying to do something with it. As he goes to the 35, he just slides down, and Hayes High will turn it over on downs for the first time tonight. So they'll mark him down at the 36-yard line, making that a 15-yard loss for the Indians. Aquinas will take over. 3:55 to go here in the first half. I want to remind you, stay tuned for our for our halftime show. We will recap the first half and take a look at some stats. 1 receiver to the left. They'll send a man in motion. Slaughter gets the snap, hands it off to Arndt. He'll go up the middle to the it's a keeper from the quarterback to the 25 to the 20. He'll go to the 10, trying to outrun Hayes High defenders, and he got to the pylon. Will they give him the touchdown? They will. And with 3:44 to go, Aquinas takes a 20-0 lead here in the state championship, as everyone bought the fake. If they thought it went to the fullback, Kalen Arndt, but instead LZ Slaughter kept the ball, and on his 4th carry in this game gets his 13th rushing touchdown of the season, as Aquinas goes in front 20-0 with 3:44 to go here in the second quarter. Michael Durfler on to attempt the extra point. Already 2 for 2 today on extra points. Hayes High will try to come after it from the right side. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 21-0 Aquinas in front with 3:44 to go until we reach halftime. We'll see how Hayes High's offense responds when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
Back here at Welch Stadium after Aquinas scored their 3rd touchdown of the night. A 36-yard run by number 2, Elsie Slaughter, his 13th rushing touchdown of the season. And it's the second time tonight Aquinas has scored on just one play. The first one was a 41-yard pass from Elsie Slaughter to Brett Yankovic, and now they take a 21-0 lead with 3:44 to go until we reach halftime. Again, it's Michael Durfler getting set to send it downfield. Hayes High will keep the wide receiver duo back deep. Jonathan Cano on the right and Jarrett Purdy on the left. Durfler again just walks up to the 35, but once he gets there, he'll run up, and it's a short kick going to Cooper Lindenmeyer. He'll field that one at the 20 as we go to the 25, just waiting for blocks to open up as he gets pushed out of bounds close to the 30-yard line. It's the first kickoff that Cooper Lindenmeyer has fielded this season. Before this, 4 punts fielded where he's gotten 40 yards on those returns this season. We'll see where they decide to mark Hayes High to start this drive. It will be to the 30-yard line. The second pair of similar spots for Hayes High. Their first 2 drives, they started from the 25. These last 2 have been starting from the 30. Hayes High will go back to the Twins, this time on the right side instead of the left side. Extra tight end into the game as McGuire will get the snap rolling towards his right. He will try and throw the ball, and he overshoots his intended man, and it was almost picked off. It was batted away by number 1 for the Saints, Gabe Spice, the only player on this team for the Saints with multiple interceptions. Deflected the pass, and now it's going to be 2nd and 10 for Hayes High as it's the third incomplete pass on the night for Ian McGuire. One receiver on each side for Hayes High on the left hash. Corners into the game now are number 21, Gabe Spice, and number 21, Dallas Cahill. It's a handoff to Holden Lynn, trying to get some space up the middle, but it doesn't open up. And Hayes High will get up to the 31-yard line. So a 1-yard pickup there for Holden Lynn. Just not a lot of space opening up for Hayes High early on in this game. A dangerous 4-man front for the Saints that has entered this game with 57 tackles for a loss and has gotten 22 sacks on this year as well. Hayes High will put an extra receiver into the game. Braden Meckel and Johnny Cano on the right side. Jarrett Purdy alone on the left. The line for Aquinas almost jumped as they pump fake the snap for Ian McGuire, and a timeout will be called, and it will be called by Hayes High. So we're going to step away with 2:50 to go in the second quarter. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Wrestling fans, get ready. Tuesday, December 12th, Hayes High hosts Salina Central for boys and girls JV and varsity wrestling duel.
Join us at 4 p.m. to support your Hayes High wrestlers as they battle it on the mat.
That's Tuesday, December 12th, 4 p.m. at Hayes High. Let's pack the stands and show our team spirit.
Back at Welch Stadium as Hayes High will be faced with a 3rd and 9 from their own 31-yard line with 2:50 to go here in the second quarter, trying to convert on 3rd down for the second time tonight. This is the 7th time they've been faced with it tonight as well. Almost all their plays tonight have been run plays. They've thrown 3 passes so far. They've all been incomplete, but now they have 3 receivers out in the formation for the first time tonight. 2 on the right, 1 on the left. McGuire will roll towards that right side, will load up and tries to hit Johnny Cano, and he makes the catch at the 45-yard line. Hayes High is going to get a fresh set of downs with their 4th first down of the night and the first one that comes off of a pass play. And good route running there by Johnny Cano. He ran a curl route at the 45-yard line and beat it, and his defender thought he was going to keep going deep. But Hayes High gets a 14-yard pickup to keep the drive alive. And now Hayes High will looks like they lost the ball again. This will be brought back at the 40-yard line, but they do get back up to the 43. But either way, it is a loss of 2 on the play. So 2nd and 12 now for Hayes High. 2:15 to go in the second quarter. Just trying to get something going. Twins to the left, 1 receiver to the right for Hayes High. Tight end on the right side. There's the snap, and it's a handoff to Holden Lynn. Tried going on the right side of the line, but the gap's closed right away. And we're going to get some whistles and a timeout by St. Thomas Aquinas. Holden Lynn was brought down at the 44-yard line, as he has 52 yards so far on the night. And Hayes High will be faced with a 3rd and 11 now from the 44-yard line. Just haven't had much of an opportunity to open things up tonight. And now they'll have to go for it on 3rd down for the 8th time tonight. They already converted earlier on this drive after throwing an incompletion to start the drive, and then a 1-yard run. They got a 14-yard pass from Ian McGuire to Johnny Cano on McGuire's 4th pass of the game. Now we'll see what Hayes High can do right here. Aquinas will get the ball to start the second half. They won the toss and elected to defer. So Hayes High will have it. It's 3rd and 11 from their own 44-yard line. Aquinas will switch their corners. Dallas Cahill and Gabe Spice to opposite sides. The safety's number 15, Connor O'Donnell. Hayes High puts Twins on the right, 1 receiver on the left. Looks like Jonathan Cano lined up in the slot. McGuire gets the snap. It'll be a reverse play as Cano will get the ball. Now has to change direction as a lineman almost got to him. So we'll go to the 45 and go out of bounds. Cano was lined up in the slot on the right side, but Joey Good now got past the Hayes High line of scrimmage. And now Hayes High will bring their punt team onto the field once again with 1:45 to go here in the second quarter. It is a 3-yard pickup for Johnny Cano, as that was his seventh carry of the season. He now has 34 yards so far this year. Jackson Chartier back out onto the field to punt the ball. No pressure on him this time as the Saints trying to get ready to return it. It'll roll back past the 15 to the 10, and Hayes High will down it at the 9-yard line. So 1:32 to go. We'll see what Aquinas does right here. They do get the ball to start the second half. They've been very successful on their last few drives. They had a rushing touchdown from 23 yards out by the fullback, number 23, Kalen Arndt. And their last one was on the very first play, a 36-yard run from LZ Slaughter. They'll officially mark the punt down at the 8-yard line. So 92 yards away from the end zone for the Saints. 1:32 to go in the first half. Again, we remind you, stay tuned for our halftime show where we will recap the first half and take a look at our numbers and also some scores from a couple of the other games going on right now. There's the snap to Slaughter. It's a reverse play, and it's a handoff to number 6, Will Callahan, getting to the 25 to the 30. Correction, he actually goes down at the 25-yard line. Jace Myers was the one that got in there and made the tackle as Callahan goes down at the 25-yard line, making that a 17-yard pickup. The 4th first down of the game for Aquinas as well. It's a pass play now, and they'll angle it towards the Hayes High sideline, and it's a completed pass to Brett Yankovic. They'll mark him down at the 36-yard line, just a couple yards short. Or no correction, it will be a first down on an 11-yard pickup. That was just the second pass play the Saints have ran tonight, and they've completed both of them. And they've both been to Brett Yankovic. White Kirkpatrick will come up close to the line of scrimmage. It's a handoff, and Hayes High was there to make the tackle. They get in the backfield. It was the handoff went to number 23, Kalen Arndt, as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage at the 35-yard line, where they're going to mark him down. And with 54 seconds to go here in the first half, Aquinas is going to take another timeout, and we will do the same. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention to all you Hayes High basketball fans. The season is about to tip off, and we need you back in the stands cheering for our Hayes High Indians. As we hit the hardwood, we have some exciting games at home in December. Go ahead and mark your calendars for the Hayes City Shootout, where our varsity squad will face a competition right here at home. First on December 5th and 6th at 3 p.m., and then on December 7th as our finale at 10 a.m. But that's not all. The excitement continues on December 13th as the Hayes High Indians take on Junction City at 4:15 p.m. Let's pack the stands, show our school spirit, and bring support to our team as the season starts strong. Be there, bring your energy, and let's make this season unforgettable. Go Indians!
Back here at Welch Stadium following the timeout, it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Saints from their own 35-yard line after a 1-yard loss by number 23, Kalen Arndt. We'll put one receiver on each side. No tight end on the line this time in the flex bone position. Both receivers split out wide. Haven't seen that yet tonight. A man goes in motion. Slaughter fakes the handoff and will pitch it to that man that went in motion. Bryson Taylor, he'll go to the 40, to the 45, and he's going to get a first down. See where they decide to mark him down, but that ref on the Aquinas sideline is signaling for a first down. It was just enough for the first down as they gave him the 11 yards he needed. Bryson Taylor, that was his first carry of the night, and it goes for 11 yards and a first down. The 5th one of the night for Aquinas. 54 yards away from the end zone, but they only have 47 seconds. Slaughter will fake the pitch and will go back towards his left side. Cuts back and will cut back and go down to the 49-yard line. We'll see who made the tackle that time for Hayes High. Jace Myers got in there again, the 5'6", 139 junior making a tackle there as Slaughter goes for 3 yards on that play. It'll be a pitch once again, and Arndt will go to the outside, past midfield. He'll go to the 45 to the 40, and he gets another set of downs. It looked like I think Hayes High wanted a penalty, but they don't get one as Tim McCautry got to the outside but couldn't quite stop the play. It'll be a 12-yard pickup for the Saints. They go down to the 39-yard line. Kalen Arndt had the ball there, already up to 69 yards on just 8 carries. 16 seconds for the Saints. They have one timeout if they choose to use it. Slaughter fakes the pitch and will drop back to pass, looking deep downfield, trying to hit Brett Yankovic, and he overshoots his man as it falls incomplete. Cooper Lindenmeyer there on the defense, and Johnny Rigler in the area as well, as it was the 3rd pass play of the night for Slaughter, the first one that falls incomplete, and it was intended for the same guy who's caught both of his passes for 52 yards, Brett Yankovic. Now Hayes High will try to stop him here on 2nd and 10. Again, the Saints 39 yards away from the end zone as we're 11 seconds until we reach halftime. Saints are on the right hash. They'll send a receiver out to the right side, number 16, Jimmy Gillett. Hayes High will show blitz by Dalton Myers on the right side. It's a pitch to Arndt as he goes past to the 40 and trucks Caleb Thompson out of bounds, rather shoves him at the 35-yard line, a 4-yard pickup for the junior fullback. That'll bring up 3rd down for Hayes High's defense. Aquinas is 1 for 2 on 3rd down so far tonight. As they only have 7 seconds to try and score before we reach halftime. Hayes High not playing their safeties back very far. As a man goes in motion, Slaughter will look towards that left side, trying to hit his target. Got hit as he threw and trying to hit his man, and it's batted away by number 11, Caleb Thompson. the top player for Hayes High last week with 2 interceptions, including a pick six, bats it away on the bottom left corner of the end zone near the pylon. And it's all zeros on the clock, and that is going to take us to halftime. Aquinas leads it at the break 21-0, and we'll step away and have our halftime show when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Hello, we want to thank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
Wrestling fans, get ready. Tuesday, December 12th, Hayes High hosts Salina Central for boys and girls JV and varsity wrestling duel.
Join us at 4 p.m. to support your Hayes High wrestlers as they battle it on the mat.
That's Tuesday, December 12th, 4 p.m. at Hayes High. Let's pack the stands and show our team spirit.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Back here at Welch Stadium on the halftime show as Hayes High trails at the break against Aquinas 21-0. We're now going to take a look at our recap of that first half. Hayes High opened it with the ball at the 25-yard line and got stopped on the very first play, but Holden Lynn opened things up with a 32-yard run to get things started. But Hayes High would be held there for the rest of the drive and be forced to punt from the 43-yard line. And then Aquinas got the ball and ran 7 run plays, with their longest being 9 yards. But they were unable to keep their drive alive, and they punted as well. And when Hayes High took over with 3:09 remaining in the first quarter, they had to punt on a 3-and-out after they picked up 1 yard rushing on the first play and then threw an incomplete pass. And then it took Aquinas just 1 play and 7 seconds to get on the board, as it was a 41-yard pass from the quarterback Elsie Slaughter to Brett Yankovic. Then Hayes High took over and went 3-and-out once again, picked up positive yardage on all 3 plays, but it was just for 7 yards. And they had to punt once again, and Aquinas came storming back in the second quarter, which included them getting a 45-yard run by number 23, Kalen Arndt. And then the drive was capped off by a 23-yard rushing touchdown by Kalen Arndt as well. Hayes High went back to work and suffered a 15-yard loss on the 7th play of that drive and turned it over on downs. And once again, it took Aquinas just 1 play to score again on a 36-yard run from the quarterback, Elsie Slaughter, making that his 13th rushing touchdown of the season. Hayes High threw an incompletion on the first play of their very next drive and then got a 1-yard rush But Ian McGuire completed his first pass of the night to Johnny Cano for 14 yards and a fresh set of downs. But Hayes High would have to punt once again as they only had a net gain of 2 yards for the rest of that drive. And then Aquinas was moving down the field on that final drive, including a 17-yard run and an 11-yard pass to start the drive. But then they were held at the 35-yard line after an incomplete pass at the end of the half. But they still lead 21-0 at the break. And that is our recap of the first half, and we're going to take a look at team and individual numbers when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Wrestling fans, get ready. Tuesday, December 12th, Hayes High hosts Salina Central for boys and girls JV and varsity wrestling duel.
Join us at 4 p.m. to support your Hayes High wrestlers as they battle it on the mat.
That's Tuesday, December 12th, 4 p.m. at Hayes High. Let's pack the stands and show our team spirit.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Hello, everyone. It's Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians. Back here in Emporia on the halftime show as Hayes High trails at the break 21-0 against the St. Thomas Aquinas Saints. And we'll now take a look at our individual and team numbers, starting off with Hayes High's offense. Ian McGuire is playing quarterback tonight for Hayes High in place of the injured Carter Graham and Zane Viegra. He's gone 1 for 4 passing, and that one pass was for 14 yards to Johnny Cano. And it's all been with Hayes High's ground game tonight. They've had 11 carries from Holden Lynn with 52 yards from him on the night. Ian McGuire has 12 carries on the night, but has negative 6 yards because of some snaps that went over his head. And then Johnny Cano got 3 yards on a reverse play. Now looking at Aquinas, LZ Slaughter has completed 2 of his 4 passes for 52 yards, and those have both gone to Brett Yankovic. One was for 41 yards and a touchdown, and the other was for 11 yards. And their ground game leading the way, number 23, Kalen Arndt, has 9 carries for 73 yards and a touchdown. LZ Slaughter has a touchdown as well on 5 carries for 45 yards. And then their other two players that have gotten a carry tonight, Will Callahan got 1 for 26 yards. He has 3 carries tonight for 26 yards, excuse me. And Bryson Taylor has a carry as well for 11 yards. And that'll do it for our individual numbers. We're going to take another short break and take a look at our team numbers when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
Wrestling fans, get ready. Tuesday, December 12th, Hayes High hosts Salina Central for boys and girls JV and varsity wrestling duel.
Join us at 4 p.m. to support your Hayes High wrestlers as they battle it on the mat.
That's Tuesday, December 12th, 4 p.m. at Hayes High. Let's pack the stands and show our team spirit.
Hello, everyone. It's Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Back here at Welch Stadium on the halftime show, Hayes High trailing 21-0 at halftime against the number 1 ranked St. Thomas Aquinas Saints, and we're now going to take a look at our team numbers. Starting off with Hayes High, they've held the ball for the majority of the game, 15 minutes and 34 seconds for time of possession. On third down, they are 2 for 8 so far with 1 conversion each on running and passing. They're 1 for 2 on fourth down as well. Both of those have been run plays, and Hayes High has 4 first downs as well. And looking at yardage, they have 49 yards on the ground and 14 through the air, giving them 63 total on the night. Now looking at Aquinas, 8 minutes and 26 seconds for time of possession on their side. They're 1 for 3 on third down so far tonight as well. Have not had to go for it on fourth down yet, and have picked up 5 first downs tonight as well, with all those being on run plays. And then rounding it out, their ground game has been their main focus tonight. 155 rush yards so far. If you do the math, it's exceeding what they had on average coming into this game. They entered 6.2 yards per carry, and tonight they are 8.6 yards per carry. And they also have 52 yards through the air on 2 completions, meaning they have 207 total yards on the night. And that'll do it for our team numbers. And when we come back, we'll take a look at some of the scores from around the state in the championship games, and also let you know what's happening at Hayes High for the upcoming week. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. Hello, everyone. It's Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
Attention to all you Hayes High basketball fans. The season is about to tip off, and we need you back in the stands cheering for our Hayes High Indians. As we hit the hardwood, we have some exciting games at home in December. Go ahead and mark your calendars for the Hayes City Shootout, where our varsity squad will face a competition right here at home. First on December 5th and 6th at 3 p.m., and then on December 7th as our finale at 10 a.m. But that's not all. The excitement continues on December 13th as the Hayes High Indians take on Junction City at 4:15 p.m. Let's pack the stands, show our school spirit, and bring support to our team as the season starts strong. Be there, bring your energy, and let's make this season unforgettable. Go Indians!
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
Back here in Emporia, Kansas on the halftime show again. Hayes High trailing 21-0 at halftime against St. Thomas Aquinas, and we're now going to get you up to date on some of the scores from the other championships going on around the state. Starting off first, we'll get you two scores that we did not get earlier, and that was because those games were in progress. And so that the first one is in 1A in Hutchinson between Conway Springs and Centralia. After the first quarter, it looked like this was going to be a very competitive game as Conway Springs led 7-6. But they shut out Centralia for the rest of the game, putting up 14 points in the second quarter, 13 in the third quarter, and going on to win by a final score of 41-6 to win their 24th straight game and get back-to-back state championships for the Cardinals. In 8-man Division I down in Greensburg, Kansas, Hoxie and Central Plains. Central Plains playing in their third state championship game after winning in 2014 and 2018. Had some close games this year, but it looks like Hoxie's going to run away with this one as the 12-0 Indians lead 38-0 at halftime. The other scores that we mentioned earlier, Gardner-Edgerton defeated Manhattan 36-33 in 6A. Andover Central won a classic game against Bishop Miege 49-42. Andale defeated Topeka Hayden 36-19. And Southeast Saline beat Nemaha Central 36-28. And then in 8-man Division II, Axtell shuts out Victoria 50-0, and Weskin defeats Cunningham 49-48. Now we'll get you up to date of what's going to happen at Hayes High for this upcoming week. Starting on Tuesday, Varsity Scholars Bowl will travel to Ellenwood. And on Thursday, the boys swimming team will have a meet at Salina South. And Saturday, it's all wrestling for Hayes High, with varsity girls playing at Valley Center, JV boys at Salina South, and varsity boys playing in Junction City. But the highlight of next week, Thursday to Saturday, is the Hayes City Shootout. You can catch Hayes High on Thursday against Newton. Girls will be at 6:30 and boys at 8:15. And then on Friday, the girls will play either Olathe East or Hugoton, and the boys will play either TMP or Hugoton. As we preview the shootout real quick before we get back to our second half action, both brackets feature 6 of the 8 teams from a year ago, and they both returned champions, Hugoton on the boys' side and Olathe West on the girls' side. And those teams had very successful years. Hugoton lost in the 4A championship to McPherson, and Olathe West went 14-3 last year. And notable new additions on each side. Blue Valley Northwest is added to the boys' side, a dynasty on the 6A side that has won 6 state titles since 2013. And the girls' side adds Life Prep, who has already played 5 games this year against some very tough competition, such as the Lincoln Tigers in Dallas, Grind Prep from Oklahoma City, and Legacy Early College from Greenville, South Carolina. And previewing Hayes High basketball, the boys return a lot of key players such as Trey Oakley, Jonathan Cano, and Dawson Reuter. But the Hayes High girls, they have a lot to look forward to after going 16-6 last season, falling in the sub-state championship to Bishop Carroll, and they return all starters and graduate just one senior, being Bridget Ross. And that'll do it for our halftime show. We're going to take another quick break and have our second half action when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention to all you Hayes High basketball fans. The season is about to tip off, and we need you back in the stands cheering for our Hayes High Indians. As we hit the hardwood, we have some exciting games at home in December. Go ahead and mark your calendars for the Hayes City Shootout, where our varsity squad will face a competition right here at home. First, on December 5th and 6th at 3 p.m., and then on December 7th is our finale at 10 a.m. But that's not all. The excitement continues on December 13th as the Hayes High Indians take on Junction City at 4:15 p.m. Let's pack the stands, show our school spirit, and bring support to our team as the season starts strong. Be there, bring your energy, and let's make this season unforgettable. Go Indians!
Back here at Welch Stadium as we get set to start the second half. Hayes High got the ball to start the game, so Aquinas will be kicking off, or Aquinas will be receiving to start the second half. Aquinas outscored Hayes High 21-0 in the first half and did it with their ground game, 155 yards in that first half for the Saints. Hayes High just struggling to get things going on offense, as Aquinas has done a great job getting in the backfield. Hayes High has 49 rush yards at the break, and now Carson Moore will go onto the field to send it downfield to get the second half underway. Back deep for the Saints will be number 22, Tyler Bartle, and number 19, Bryson Taylor. Or correction, actually, they'll line up closer, but Will Callahan will be the one that returns the kickoffs. Has 9 returns this season, 178 yards this season as well, with his longest being from 62 yards. Hayes High will line up with 4 players on the left side of Carson Moore and 6 on the other side. And the ref comes up and will reposition the ball. Hayes High had it at the 35-yard line. They need it at the 40-yard line. It's 5 up men for the Saints, two players at the 40-yard line, 1 behind them, and then they have 2 returners at the 20, and then Will Callahan all by himself at the 10-yard line. Carson Moore getting it ready to send it downfield to get our second half action underway. As he'll run up, he will pooch kick it towards the Hayes High sideline, and it will drop at the 30-yard line. It will actually go out of bounds at the 27, and there's the penalty flag as Hayes High will get called for a free kick out of bounds. And now Aquinas will head back onto the field with their offense, which has been done really well so far. 3 touchdowns so far, 2 rushing, 1 passing. Hayes High needing to make a stop on defense. Hayes High shut down the flex bone early on in the season in this postseason run against Andover and Hutchinson, but this Aquinas team runs the ball very well with that formation. They're able to send guys in multiple directions, fool the defense with fake handoffs and then pitches afterwards, or the other way around even. As they'll go from the 35-yard line, it's a pitch outside to Kalen Arndt. Hayes High tried getting a defender there, so he'll go to the 35. Cooper Lindemeyer tried bringing him down, and a group of Hayes High players push him out of bounds at the 40-yard line. It's marked as a 6-yard pickup for the Saints as they'll go down at the 41-yard line. And they'll be faced with a 2nd down and 4. 79 yards rushing so far for Kalen Arndt on the night. Eastern Kansas League honorable mention from a year ago. They'll bunch up the receivers on the right side. That receiver is number 11, Brett Yankovic. Slaughter goes under center and will fake the handoff and will keep it himself running towards the left side. Wyatt Kirkpatrick trying to bring him down, and he'll go out all the way to midfield for a 9-yard pickup. Caleb Thompson will also get credit for the tackle there. Wyatt Kirkpatrick was the main one to make the tackle. But Slaughter now past the 50-yard rushing mark on his 6th carry as he's up to 54. 6th first down of the night as well for Aquinas. All those have been on run plays. 1 receiver to the left, Brett Yankovic. There's a tight end on the line. That's number 84, Michael Bernhardt, the leader in touchdown receptions with 3 coming into tonight. As it was a pitch to the outside to the 46-yard line. It was Kalen Arndt once again being brought down. 4-yard pickup for the junior fullback. He's now up to 83 yards with that being his 11th carry on the night. Second and 6 for the Saints. They're working from our vantage point. They're working from left to right, and they're on the right hash. Hayes High need to make a stop here on 2nd and 6 to keep their hopes of winning a state championship alive. Yankovic lined up on the left side, and a handoff goes nowhere as it stopped at the 46-yard line for Kalen Arndt. No gain on the play, and Hayes High's defense makes a stop there, and it'll be 3rd down and 6. Just the 2nd time tonight that Arndt's run has gone for no gain, and he's had two runs so far that have gone for negative yards, one for a loss of 2 and the other for a loss of 1. 3rd and 6 from the 46-yard line. 10:03 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Hayes High with 4 up front with a linebacker blitzing on the right side. Callahan went in motion for Aquinas as they're still working from the right hash, and another man goes in motion. Slaughter keeps it himself, trying to get to the outside, stiff arms, and Hayes High's got 3 players there to make the tackle. No gain on the play. Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Cooper Lindenmeyer, and Caleb Thompson there to make the stop. And they will give Slaughter an extra yard, but it's going to be 3rd down and 5 yards to go for Aquinas, and they will bring their punt team onto the field. So Hayes High on their first defensive possession of the game of the 2nd half makes a huge stop. Aquinas hasn't had to hasn't had to face 3rd down much tonight. They are 1 for 4 so far. And now they'll bring the punt team onto the field. Number 18, Baron Gavin, the punter, sending it downfield. And Hayes High almost blocked the kick. They had 4 guys come after it. Johnny Cano will field this punt at the 16-yard line. So some life there for Hayes High as they make a huge defensive stand, and they'll take over with 9:04 to go here in the 3rd quarter. We'll see where they officially mark Cano down, and it looks like they will mark him down at the 18-yard line. The hardest starting spot for Hayes High tonight. They've had starts from the 25-yard line twice, the 30-yard line twice, and once from the 27. This one, they're farthest from the end zone at the 18-yard line. They'll put out 3 receivers, twins to the right, 1 receiver left, working from the left hash. McGuire gets the snap and will hand it off to Holden Lynn, and he'll go to the 23-yard line and get brought down right there. Trying to see who made the tackle. It was number 29 for the Saints that made the tackle, Gunnar Greason. And that'll be officially be listed as a 5-yard pickup for Holden Lynn. $57 yards so far tonight from for the junior running back. He's gotten 100 yards in each of Hayes High's 4 previous playoff games this season. McGuire gets the snap, and he'll keep it himself past the 25. And we'll see where they decide to mark him down. He's close to the line he's close to the line to gain. And I think they're going to mark him down at the 27-yard line, which will put him 1 yard shy of getting to the first down marker. So it is a 4-yard pickup for the running back playing as quarterback tonight. Trying to get out of the negative in rushing yards after a bunch of snaps went over his head early on in this game. And Hayes High is going to be faced with 3rd down for the 9th time tonight with 7:55 to go here in the 3rd quarter. It'll be a QB sneak up the middle. McGuire trying to push and get that extra yard. I think they'll probably give it to him. It's going to be very close. So Aquinas broke through the line very quickly. And I think they're actually going to say he lost a yard, as one ref moved it back to the 26-yard line, and that's exactly what they're going to say. So Hayes High loses a yard on 3rd down on the QB sneak by Ian McGuire. And Hayes High faced with a 4th down for the 3rd time tonight. They've gone for it twice. They are 1 for 2 so far, both of those being run plays. We'll see what they do right here as they need 2 yards. They put 2 linebackers into the game as extra blockers, as Ian McGuire's going to keep it himself, run it up the middle, trying to get the extra yardage. I don't think he got there. It's very close. There was an Aquinas player that threw his hand up to the opposite way, saying that Hayes High didn't get it. One ref is running down to the ball at the 28-yard line, and that should be enough for the first down, and Hayes High will get the first down. They bring in some extra blockers with Jackson Chartier and Wyatt Kirkpatrick, and Hayes High gets the first down with a 2-yard pickup by Ian McGuire. Haven't seen Hayes High run that too much tonight. Wyatt Kirkpatrick and Jackson Chartier coming into the game there. But Hayes High converts on 4th down for the 2nd time tonight and gets their 5th first down of the game as well. Now they'll put all the receivers on the left side with trips being Cano, Purdy, and Meckel. McGuire will run it out to the right side, and he gets stopped at around the 29-yard lines where they're going to mark him down, so just a 1-yard pickup. Second and 9 now for Hayes High, working from the 29-yard line. Now on the right hash, they'll go back to twins on the left side and one on the right. There's a snap to McGuire. It's a handoff to Holden Lynn running up the middle. And he gets stopped at around the 30-yard line. So Hayes High will go from the 30-yard line, faced with third down once again. 58 yards now on the night for Holden Lynn after that last carry. Braden Meckel will be the closest receiver to the line, to the offensive line as they have trips on the left side. Purdy playing up and Cano to the far left. McGuire rolling left, trying to run up, and he can't quite escape the pressure and gets brought down at the 30-yard line. Tackle made there by number 48, the inside linebacker, Joseph Walker, the team leader in tackles this season. And it's going to be a 1-yard pickup for McGuire. So there was no loss on the play as Hayes High tried going for the pass. They'll send Jackson Chartier back onto the field to send it downfield after 3 straight plays for Hayes High with just 1 yard rushing. It's a high kick to the 35-yard line. Backing up was number 6, Will Callahan, who fields it at the 31-yard line. And Aquinas will take over with 4:53 to go here in the 3rd quarter. It'll officially be marked down at the 33-yard line as Callahan had to back up to field the punt. They'll bunch up their guys on the receiver on the right side. Again, Brett Yankovic still in there as the receiver. White Kirkpatrick will inch closer to the line. Almost brought down Elsie Slaughter at the line, and he gets a couple yards as he's brought down at the 32-yard line. Actually, the 33-yard line is where they're going to mark him down. So that is a note. So that's a note. Or correction, that will be 1 yard on the play. They actually marked it down at the 32-yard line. It's pretty close to where to the 33-yard line, but they did mark down the punt at the 32-yard line. And Aquinas will have it at the 33 now on 2nd and 9. They'll send a receiver out to the left side. Hayes High showing blitz on the left side as well. It's a pitch to the outside. Bryson Taylor with the ball, and Hayes High dragging him down. He gets hit out of bounds hard by number 54, Jackson Chartier. Tim McCautry was the one that slowed him down. And Hayes High forces a negative play and brings up 3rd down. Aquinas the Aquinas runner, Bryson Taylor, just waited for the gaps to open up, and they never did. And now it's a loss of 3. From the 30-yard line, 3rd and 12 on the right hash. We'll keep the same formation. Hayes High with 3 up front. Caleb Thompson playing close on that right side. And Dalton Myers blitzing off the left. There's a snap to Slaughter. It's a handoff. Arndt up the middle. Trying to break one more tackle, but can't quite get through as Wyatt Kirkpatrick will come up with the tackle as he's brought down at the 33-yard line, making that a 3-yard gain, but Hayes High forces a 3 and out. .86 yards rushing on the night for Kalen Arndt. Couldn't quite break that last tackle from Wyatt Kirkpatrick. He would have had some space if he broke it. But now with 2:57 to go in the 3rd quarter, Hayes High is going to get the ball back. Just trying to get something going. They trail 21-0. It looks like Hayes High is going to try and come after this punt. It'll go back, and one of Hayes High's players almost got to it, but it's a high punt to the 43, and it'll be down at around the 42-yard line by number 1 for the Saints, Gabriel Spice. So with 2:37 to go, Hayes High will take over for the 2nd time this quarter. Their best starting field position of the night from the 42-yard line. See if Ian McGuire stays in at quarterback, and he will. Jonathan Cano and Jarek Purdy will go towards the left side. Hayes High just trying to get something going. They haven't been able to do much. They've had the ball for the majority of this game, but just haven't been able to get anything going as they're missing their quarterback, Carter Graham and Zane Viegra, who both suffered injuries last week against Eisenhower. McGuire hands it off to Holden Lynn, trying to break a tackle, and he's brought down in the backfield by number 20, Kalen Curtis. Team leader in tackles for a loss. He broke through right away, and Hayes High suffers a 1-yard loss, and now will be faced with a 2nd and 11. From the 41-yard line for Hayes High, following the 1-yard loss by Holden Lynn. The Saints will switch their defenders around. Dallas Cahill will be on the right, and on the left is Gabe Spice. Ian McGuire looks back the other way, and it's complete to Parker McGuire. He'll go to the 40, to the 45, and gets hit hard right at the 45-yard line as he's tackled by number 48, Joseph Walker. Ian McGuire rolled out to the right side and looked back the other way. It got tipped in the air after he threw it, but it was complete to Parker McGuire as he makes his first reception of the night. And Hayes High will be faced with a 3rd down. It'll be a 4-yard pickup, the second completion of the night for McGuire. This will be the 11th 3rd down conversion attempt for Hayes High. It's a handoff to Holden Lynn, trying to run the ball up the middle, and he loses a yard back to the 44-yard line. He's tried going to that right side all night, but the protection with Mason Dreher and Cannon Weber's just broken down early on. And Hayes High will see if they decide to go for it. they won't really have much of a choice if they want to try and fight back, because there's just a minute to go on the clock here in this third quarter, which means 13 minutes of game time remaining. So Hayes High will go from that right hash from the 44-yard line. We'll see if they if they will punt it, and Ian McGuire will take a few steps back. He will punt it. There's no one back deep for Aquinas. It'll be a high kick, angling towards the left side. He'll go bounce at the 25 to the 20, and still rolling back. Jarek Purdy's going to be there to field it, and he picks it up at the 12-yard line, as Aquinas will take over there with 25 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. So back-to-back drives for both teams where they had to punt on a 3-and-out. .25 seconds remaining in the third quarter. They will keep the quarterback, Elsie Slaughter, the starter, in the game. Jackson Chartier will creep up close to the line of scrimmage. It's a handoff off to the right side, and they don't get any gain on the play, or they might give him an extra yard, though. It was carried by number 23, Kalen Arndt. They do give him that extra yard to the 13-yard line, so a 1-yard pickup, and it'll bring up 2nd and 9, but the clock is down to 5 seconds, and both teams will head to their sidelines, and we will go to the third quarter with Hayes High trailing Aquinas 21-0. And we'll have the final 12 minutes of the 5A state championship for you when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Wrestling fans, get ready. Tuesday, December 12th, Hayes High hosts Salina Central for boys and girls JV and varsity wrestling duel.
Join us at 4 p.m. to support your Hayes High wrestlers as they battle it on the mat.
That's Tuesday, December 12th, 4 p.m. at Hayes High. Let's pack the stands and show our team spirit.
Attention to all you Hayes High basketball fans. The season is about to tip off, and we need you back in the stands cheering for our Hayes High Indians. As we hit the hardwood, we have some exciting games at home in December. Go ahead and mark your calendars for the Hayes City Shootout, where our varsity squad will face a competition right here at home. First, on December 5th and 6th at 3 p.m., and then on December 7th as our finale at 10 a.m. But that's not all. The excitement continues on December 13th as the Hayes High Indians take on Junction City at 4:15 p.m. Let's pack the stands, show our...
We welcome you back to Welch Stadium in Emporia, Kansas, as the Saints will be faced with a 2nd and 9 from their own 13-yard line. As they are just 12 minutes away from being crowned state champions, and they are also 12 minutes away from giving their head coach Randy Dreiling his 10th state championship in his career, which would make him the state's new record holder. And we got whistles before the snap. Doesn't look like there was a flag. See what it is. They position the ball now, and it will be 2nd and 9 from the 13-yard line. Like we were saying, Randy Dreiling's been very impressive with this team. 11 years with St. Thomas Aquinas, 104 wins, and has won 2 state titles with the Saints, and could get his 10th tonight if they can hold on for 12 more minutes. It was a handoff up the middle to Kalen Arndt, brought down at the 17-yard line on a 4-yard pickup. So 3rd and 5 now for the Saints, who have converted on 3rd down just once tonight, but they've only been faced with a 3rd down 4 times. They've moved the ball really well. At halftime, we said they had 155 yards rushing. Now they'll go from the 17-yard line, send a man in motion from left to right. It's a pitch to Arndt. He breaks one tackle, trying to get to the 20-yard line, and I think Hayes High is going to stop him. He needed to get to the 22, and they will mark him down at the 20-yard line. A 3-yard pickup, and Hayes High forces a 3-and-out on the Saints for the 2nd straight possession. So the Saints will send out Baron Gavin to punt the ball downfield. Johnny Cano back deep at the Hayes High 40-yard line is where he'll be standing. We'll see if Hayes High decides to come after this punt. And they will try and block it. They almost got to it. And I think it actually might have gotten tipped a little bit as it goes out of bounds at the 28-yard line. So Hayes High is just 28 yards away from the end zone. The best field position they've started with all night. And I think they're actually going to mark it out of bounds at the 26-yard line. So we'll see if they can finally get something going. 25-yard line is where they're going to mark it out as they'll take over with 11:15 to go here in the final quarter. Hayes will send Jarrett Purdy out to the right side. Johnny Cano playing behind the tight end. Parker McGuire on the right side as well. Hayes High will go on the left hash. 25 yards away from the end zone, their best starting spot all night. McGuire gets the snap, fakes the handoff to Holden Lynn, rolling towards his right side, looking deep downfield, and completes it to Holden Lynn at the 5, and he goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Hayes High. They get their first score of the game with 11:08 to go in the final quarter as Ian McGuire rolled to the right side and found Holden Lynn on the wheel route to the left side, and it's 21-6 as Hayes High is on the board for the first time tonight. We've seen both teams score tonight now on a fake handoff that ended up being a pass play, and it goes to the running back that time, Holden Lynn, making now his 7th touchdown reception of the season, which continues to make him the leader in that category. Braden Meckel will hold the kick for Carson Moore. It is up, and he knocks it right down the middle. So Hayes High gets their best starting field position of the night and completes a 25-yard pass to get their first score of the night with 11:08 to go. And we'll step away for a moment and see what Aquinas does on offense when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Hello, everyone. It's Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians. Back here at Welch Stadium after Hayes High gets their first score of the night, a 25-yard pass from Ian McGuire to Holden Lynn. It just took 7 seconds and one play. The third time tonight we've seen a one-drive score for either team tonight. Carson Moore will run up, and it'll be an onside kick as they'll angle towards the sideline, and I think Hayes High's going to get it. It's still on the ground. We'll see who's got it. There's a pile at the 43-yard line. Hayes High signaling that they got it. No signal yet from the referees. And it will be Aquinas ball. Hayes High had a perfect onside kick as they went from the 40-yard line. They touched it right as it went to the 50, but Aquinas will take over at their own 43-yard line. That could have been a huge shift in momentum there for Hayes High, but now Aquinas will send their offense back out onto the field. They'll be working from the right hash from their own 43-yard line. Kamani Jones goes out to guard the receiver, number 11, Brett Yankovic. Again, the players in the backfield, Bryson Taylor, Kalen Arndt, and Will Callahan, along with the quarterback, LZ Slaughter. They'll send a man in motion. There's the snap. Slaughter will hand it off to Arndt, and he goes nowhere as he gets stopped at around the 45-yard line. A 2-yard pickup for the fullback. Hayes High just continuing to try and collapse that area of the field. And Hayes High fans starting to get back into it. That 25-yard pass brought life back to this team. It's now 96 yards rushing on 17 carries tonight for Kalen Arndt as he was brought down at the 45-yard line. 10:32 to go here in Emporia. Both teams fighting for a state championship. Hayes High looking for their first ever, and Aquinas looking for one that will not only give them their third, but give Randy Dryling the record for most titles for a head coach. And it's a pass deep downfield, and it's complete to the tight end, number 84, Michael Bernhardt, who catches it at the 23-yard line. So a huge pickup. They'll mark it down actually at the 24-yard line. 31-yard pickup there for the Saints. And that's just what they've continued to do. They've faked like they're going to pitch it, but instead it ends up being a huge pass play. That's the second player to catch a pass tonight from the quarterback, LZ Slaughter. Again, it was number 84, Michael Bernhardt, the leader in receiving touchdowns with 3 coming into tonight, who also another star player for this team, also has an offer from Benedictine College. They'll send Callahan in motion from right to left. Slaughter was angling towards the left side and will get stopped at around the 20-yard line. They started at the 24, and I think they're just going to give him 3 yards on the play as he goes down at around the 21-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7 now from the 21-yard line for the Saints. 9:25 to go here in the game. Yankovic goes to the right side. Everyone bunched up on the line. Hayes High will put 5 up front. Linebackers showing blitz from both sides. Slaughter hands it off. Arndt trying to go to the right side, and he gets stopped at the 21-yard line. No gain on the play, and they'll be faced with a 3rd down situation. The blitz off the sides worked there for Hayes High, and now the Saints will be faced with 3rd down for just the 5th time tonight. Again, the Saints 1 for 4 so far on 3rd down tonight. Three plays have been runs. 1 has been a pass play, and the 1 conversion that they had was on a run play. They'll switch the receiver to the left side, and there'll be a man in motion. Callahan trying to get to the outside, and Kamani Jones there to make the tackle. He's brought down at around the 16-yard line. That won't be enough for the 1st down. We'll see what the Saints decide to do. Kamani Jones got in there and made the tackle. So Will Callahan got his 4th carry of the night, going for 5 yards, and Hayes High gets another 3rd down stop. But now the Saints might decide to go for it. We'll see what they decide to do. 8 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Tim McCautry will come back into the game. Gus Corsair is on the line, so they do have that big man front with Tim McCautry, Tanner Geist, and Gus Corsair. Everyone bunched up on the line. The Saints just need 2 yards. They pretend to send a man in motion. Slaughter will keep it himself, trying to run to the left side, and he does get the 1st down out to the 10-yard line. The ball popped out at the end of the play. Hayes High signaling that they have it. Was he marked down before? We'll wait for a signal. And Hayes High's got it. Hayes High's got the fumble. They recovered at the 10-yard line after Elsley Slaughter had the 1st down, and they forced the fumble at the 11-yard line, and they'll take over with 7:39 to go in the game. A 5-yard pickup for the quarterback, but he loses the ball, and Hayes High will take over on offense. Not sure who made the recovery, but Hayes High saw that Slaughter didn't have the ball in his hand and were signaling that they have it, and then one of the players emerged from the pile with the ball. So they'll take over from the 11-yard line. All they've been able to do is run tonight. Again, Ian McGuire staying in at quarterback. He'll roll to the left side, and will try to throw the ball downfield looking, and it's intercepted at the 30-yard line. Or no, correction, he dropped it. It was number 1 for the Saints that stepped in front of it, Gabe Spice. He had it at the 30-yard line and then lost it as he went to the ground. And Hayes High was saved from disaster there. So that was McGuire's 7th pass attempt of the night. Hayes High will still work from that right hash with 7:34 to go here in the game. Just trying to fight back after being down 21-0 at halftime. McGuire gets the snap, running to the left side, gets some blocks, trying to cut back inside, and he'll go down at around the 15-yard line. See where they officially mark him down. He was brought down by one of the corners. We'll say the tackle was made by actually the defensive end, number 38, Crew Henfield. And it's a 5-yard pickup for Hayes High as they'll be faced with 3rd down and 5. 3rd down has not been Hayes High's friend tonight. 2 for 11 so far. This will be the 12th conversion attempt. There's a snap to McGuire, rolling towards his right side after being on the left hash, trying to throw the ball deep downfield, and it was batted into the air and intercepted by the Saints, number 15, Connor O'Donnell, who bobbled it or tipped it in the air 3 times at the 35-yard line, and then was able to come up with it as it was going out of bounds as Hayside throws their first interception of the night from Ian McGuire. And the Saints will take over at the 36-yard line with 6:52 to go in the game. They'll officially mark it at the 37-yard line is where the Saints will start this drive. Trying to put the game away. Everyone bunched up on the line for the Saints. They'll send a man in motion from right to left. Slaughter keeping it himself, trying to push as he goes to the 30, trying to get some pushes from his offensive line, and he's still going all the way down to the 26-yard line. That's going to be enough for the first down. The ref on the Aquinas sideline signaling for them to move the chains. Aquinas has done all night what they've had to do, and that's win the battle up front. Slaughter now up to 70 yards rushing as that was his 10th carry. It's also the 8th first down of the game for the Saints as well. Slaughter went to the sideline to get the play calls. He'll come back in. Saints working from the left hash at the 26-yard line. Clock still running, 6:06 to go in the game. Send Bryson Taylor in motion from left to right. Slaughter fakes the pitch, and now we'll go back towards the left side. Breaks the tackle, and he'll go to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and he'll drag Cooper Lindenmeyer into the end zone at the pylon. And the Aquinas will take a 20-point lead with 5:54 to go as Slaughter faked the pitch towards the right side and changed his direction and able to beat the Hayes High defenders to the outside. And Aquinas takes a 20-point lead with 5:54 to go. So they'll send out their field goal kicker, Michael Durfler, to attempt an extra point for the 4th time tonight. Has made his other 3. This will be his 53rd attempt of the year. Came in only missing 1 extra point this season. We'll see what happens right here. The snap, the hold, and the kick is up, and he knocked it right down the middle. Aquinas goes up 28-7 with 5:54 to go in the 4th quarter after a huge interception forced by number 15, Connor O'Donnell, the strong safety, making his 2nd interception of the season. And we're going to step away again and see what Hayes High can do on offense when we come back to this Hayes High football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Back here at Welch Stadium after the touchdown drive by the Saints, it took them just 58 seconds to get back on the board as it was 2 plays. First one went for 11 yards on a run play by LZ Slaughter, and then he takes it in from 26 yards away for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night. And now the Saints will get ready to send it downfield to Jarek Purdy and Jonathan Cano. Looks like we've actually had a change now on who's kicking the ball downfield. It looks like it's number 18, Baron Gavin, the punter, angling towards Jarek Purdy at the 8-yard line. And now he'll stop and we'll throw it across field to Johnny Cano at the 10-yard line. He'll go to the 15, to the 20, trying to outrun a tackler, and it goes out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Well, that was unexpected. Jarek Purdy was angling towards the St. Thomas Aquinas sideline at the 15-yard line and then changed and then just stopped in place and looked back and threw it to Johnny Cano at the 10-yard line. And Hayes High will start at around the 24-yard line is where they're going to mark him down. So Johnny Cano and Jarek Purdy will go out towards the right side. See what Hayes High does right here on offense. That last touchdown run by St. Thomas Aquinas might have been it, but Hayes High can still play in this game. It has been an awesome season for this team as they just play out the final 5 minutes as it's a handoff to Holden Lynn. He'll go to the outside to the 30, and we'll go out of bounds at around the 33-yard lines where they're going to mark him out. Had some space for a moment, and he got some Hayes High fans excited, but he gets marked out of bounds at the 33-yard line and just 1 yard shy of the first down for Holden Lynn. It's Holden Lynn trying to get up to the triple-digit mark rushing. He's done that in every playoff game so far this year. McGuire gets the snap and will work towards that right side and tried completing it to Parker McGuire, but it goes through his hands at the 35-yard line on an out route. And Hayes High will be faced with a 3rd down and 1. Hayes High will go for it on 3rd down for the 13th time tonight. They've only converted two out of 12 times. 5:36 remaining here in the game as Aquinas looks for back-to-back state titles in multiple classes after beating Andover Central in the 4A championship last season. The snap almost went over the head of Ian McGuire, and Holden Lynn tried saving him, but instead it's a loss on the play back to the 31-yard line. So that will bring up 4th down for Hayes High. We'll see if they punt it or go for it. Looks like Jackson Chartier and Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Tanner Geis is coming onto the field as well with Ian McGuire and Holden Lynn staying in the game. That might signal Hayes High is going to try and go for it as they trail by 3 touchdowns with exactly 5 minutes to play. McGuire gets the snap. Will roll towards his right side looking for someone to throw to, getting blitzed by 2 defenders, and it's incomplete as it was an underthrown pass. He tried hitting his target at the 40-yard line. Not sure who the intended target was. It was actually Wyatt Kirkpatrick who was trying to trying to pass the ball to, but it's a turnover on downs for Hayes High as Aquinas will take over at the 31-yard line with 4:51 to go in this game. So the Saints will work 31 yards away from the end zone after starting from the 37-yard line on their previous drive. Just 4 minutes and 51 seconds away from winning their 3rd state championship. And just 4 minutes and 51 seconds away from getting their head coach, Randy Dreiling, his 10th title, which would give him the record, surpassing Cape and Mount Carmel coach, or former Cape and coach Ed Crywheel. Send a man in motion. LG Slaughter still in the game at quarterback. It's a handoff to Kalen Art running up the middle. Breaks a tackle at the 20-yard line going out to the outside at the 15. Caleb Thompson tried to bring him down, and the ball popped out at the end of the play. Caleb Thompson forced the fumble. We'll see who has it. At the 13-yard line, not sure who recovered it. Hayes High had some players there, and so did Aquinas. No signal yet, and there it is. Aquinas will keep the ball. Kalen Art lost it at the end of the play, but he gets a first down to the 13-yard line on an 18-yard pickup. Ninth first down of the game for Aquinas. So they try to find the end zone once again. Working from the right hash. Hayes High with the big man front. Tanner Geis, Gus Corsair, and Tim McCautry. Aquinas will bunch up all their players close to the line of scrimmage. They'll still keep Taylor, Arndt, and Callahan in as the wings and fullback. Slaughter running it towards the outside, trying to break one more tackle, and Tanner Geis came in at the end of the play and lit him up back at the 15-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout called by Hayes High. Or actually, no, correction. It doesn't look like there's going to be a timeout called. Or no, there is a timeout called by Hayes High. I thought it was an injury timeout because there was a player for Aquinas that was limping off the field. But we're going to step away and see what happens here on second down when we come back. This is Hayes High football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. Hello, everyone. It's Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians. Back here at Welch Stadium following the timeout, Aquinas will be faced with a second and 13 after a loss back to the 16-yard line. Tanner Geis got a big hit on Elsie Slaughter. Aquinas just trying to run out these last 3 minutes and 50 seconds, working from the right hash. There's a snap to Slaughter. It'll be a handoff up the middle to Kalen Arndt once again. And now he'll spin out at the 10-yard line, angling towards the pylon on the right side, and he gets into the end zone once again. As with 3 minutes and 42 seconds to go, it looked like he was going to get brought down at the 10-yard line, but he broke free and got to the pylon on the outside, and Aquinas takes a 34-7 lead in the state championship game. So now they'll send out the kicking unit onto the field once again. Michael Durfler 4 for 4 on extra points so far tonight. Again, the hold is coming from Carson Patrick. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. A 35-7 St. Thomas Aquinas lead with 3 minutes and 42 seconds to go in this game. We'll see what Hayes High does on offense when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
Back here in Emporia, Kansas, following the minute 9 touchdown drive by the Saints that was capped off by a 16-yard run by Kalen Arndt as he finds the end zone for the second time tonight on a rushing touchdown. And they'll get ready to send it downfield to Hayes High, keeping Jonathan Cano and Jarrett Purdy back deep. Michael Durfler will be the one sending it downfield. It was Baron Gavin right before Hayes High's last drive. Durfler back onto the field, angling it towards Jarrett Purdy, who fields it at the 9-yard line, waiting for the blocks to open up. He'll go to the 20, towards the sideline, and goes out of bounds at around the 24-yard line. So the 24-yard line is where Hayes High will start this drive. Just trying to fight in this final 3 minutes and 38 seconds of this game. Just haven't had a lot of things going their way, but they can definitely look back on this year and look at all the positives despite the outcome for tonight. And as they'll have it at the 24-yard line, and we're going to get a timeout called by Aquinas, as Hayes High will have it at the 24-yard line with 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Following the Aquinas timeout, Hayes High will have it from their own 24-yard line with 3:38 to go here in the fourth quarter. Just trying to play out these final few minutes and just finish out their season. Regardless of the outcome tonight, it has been a great season from this team. They made it further than anybody thought they would. A lot of people even had them out in the first round or the regional round, but they prove a lot of people wrong and make it to the state championship. As we'll see what they do here on first down. McGuire gets the snap, and he'll hand it off to Holden Lynn. He'll do a juke move, past the 25 and down to about the 28-yard line. The ref on the far sideline gives him the extra yard, so a 5-yard pickup for Holden Lynn. It's now up to 70 yards rushing, as that was his 17th carry of the night. And Hayes High wasting no time getting back to the line of scrimmage. It's a handoff to Holden Lynn again, trying to push for some extra yardage. He was down at the 33-yard line, so 1 yard shy of the first down. Now Hayes High faced with a 3rd down and 1, the 14th time they're faced with 3rd down tonight. From the 33-yard line, right hash. Holden Lynn will line up on the left side of Ian McGuire. There's the snap. McGuire will keep it himself, waiting for the blocks. He breaks 1 tackle, pushing forward past the 35 and down to close to the 40-yard line. They might actually give him that yardage to the 40-yard line. He had to break quite a few tackles, but he gets the first down yardage to the 40-yard line. The 6th first down of the night for Hayes High, and just their 3rd down conversion. Number 3 for the Saints, Jasir Chapman, just came out of the game in a substitution. 2:16 to go here in the game. McGuire back to throw, 3-step drop, looking downfield, trying to hit Johnny Cano in coverage, and it was almost complete to Cano, just overshot him a little bit. On the defense there, number 4 for the Saints. It's one of their backups. We don't have him listed right here. It's number 4, Gregory Kramer. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 now for the Saints after the 10th pass play of the night for Hayes High. From the 40-yard line, left hash, 2:09 to go here in the game. McGuire gets the snap. Holden Lynn keeps it up the middle, and he'll break a tackle to the 50, breaks another 45, and down into Aquinas territory at around the 42-yard line. Lynn broke a couple tackles and takes the ball 18 yards for a first down. And he's now up to 92 yards rushing as he tries to get to triple digits just like he's done all this entire postseason. It's another handoff to Lynn on a run up the middle. And he's brought down at around the 39, maybe the 38-yard line. I think they're going to actually mark him down at the 39-yard line on a 3-yard carry. So 95 yards rushing for Holden Lynn. A minute 30 to go here in the game. Aquinas about to win their 3rd state title under head coach Randy Dreiling. It's a direct snap to Ian McGuire, keeping himself on a QB power to the right side, and he goes down at around the 37. So a 2-yard pickup for the running back playing as quarterback tonight in place of Carter Graham and Zane Viegra. And Hayes High is going to be faced with 3rd down and 5 yards to go. They need the 32-yard line, 57 seconds to go in the game as they just play out this last minute. There's a snap to McGuire. Will roll towards the left on a pass play on the move. He'll throw it and completes it to his man at the 26-yard line. It's Johnny Cano getting the first down pickup. On 3rd down, the 15th one of the night. Hayes High converts for the 2nd time on this drive as well. They'll mark him down at the 27-yard line, a 10-yard pickup as Ian McGuire completes it to Johnny Cano. Braden Meckel will go towards the right side as the only receiver split out. Johnny Cano will line up on the left side, close to the line to the O-line. McGuire looks back the other direction after rolling to the right, completes it to Johnny Cano at the 25 to the 20 to the 15 and down to about the 13-yard line. 2 straight pass completions, and this one will be marked down at the 12-yard line, so a 15-yard pickup for Johnny Cano. 39 yards receiving for him now. 68 yards passing for Ian McGuire. As he gets the snap, he'll roll towards the left side, passes it to the end zone. It's caught by Johnny Cano in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Hayes High, as the time expires. And we'll see if they make them attempt the extra point attempt. It doesn't look like they will, and that will bring an end to this game. So Aquinas wins the back-to-back state championships as they defeat Hayes High 35-13, giving head coach Randy Dreiling his 10th state title and making him the new Acacia record holder for state championships. Hayes High sees their season come to an end with an 8-5 record, and their season coming to an end in the state championship after some big wins early on, but it wasn't enough tonight as Aquinas wins it 35-13. And we're going to step away for a moment and have our post-game show coverage when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
Attention to all you Hayes High basketball fans. The season is about to tip off, and we need you back in the stands cheering for our Hayes High Indians. As we hit the hardwood, we have some exciting games at home in December. Go ahead and mark your calendars for the Hayes City Shootout, where our varsity squad will face a competition right here at home. First on December 5th and 6th at 3 p.m., and then on December 7th as our finale at 10 a.m. But that's not all. The excitement continues on December 13th as the Hayes High Indians take on Junction City at 4:15 p.m. Let's pack the stands, show our school spirit, and bring support to our team as the season starts strong. Be there, bring your energy, and let's make this season unforgettable. Go Indians!
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Back here at Welch Stadium in Emporia, Kansas, on the postgame show as St. Thomas Aquinas defeats Hayes High 35-13 to win their second straight state championship. And we'll now take a look at our recap of tonight's game. Hayes High received the opening kickoff and had a good 9-play drive, but ended up having to punt in the end. And then Aquinas tried to get something going on offense, and they had to punt as well after a 7-play drive. And then Hayes High went 3 and out after only getting 1 yard on a rush on a drive. They started with 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. And then Aquinas had their first score of the game, a 41-yard passing touchdown from their quarterback, LZ Slaughter, to Brett Yankovic. Hayes High punted on a 3 and out on their next drive, and then the Saints came storming back after getting a huge 45 run to start their drive, and it was capped off by a 23-yard rushing touchdown by Kalen Arndt. Hayes High then was starting to get some yardage, but lost 15 yards on the final play of their drive and turned it over on downs. And Aquinas had a 36-yard run on the next play by number 2, LZ Slaughter. And Hayes High had to punt once again. And Aquinas had the ball as on the final drive of the first half, but they worked it all the way down to the Hayes High 35-yard line, but were unable to get anything going as that brought us to the end of the first half. And Aquinas received the opening kickoff, and that was the first of 5 straight punts among both teams, starting with Aquinas, then Hayes High after 7 plays, and then 3 straight 3-and-outs among both teams. And Hayes High scored on a 25-yard pass from Ian McGuire to Holden Lynn after they tipped a punt, and it went out of bounds at the 25-yard line. And Aquinas worked their way all the way down to the 11-yard line on their next drive. But a fumble occurred, and Hayes High came out with it, and they had one last opportunity to try to fight back in the game. But in the end, it was an interception by number 15 for Aquinas. That was Connor O'Donnell. And then Aquinas scored 2 plays later on a 26-yard run by LZ Slaughter. And Hayes High had to go for it on their next drive after they picked up 9 yards on the first play and then lost 2 on third down and then threw an incomplete pass. So after that, Aquinas ran two plays, and on the third play of their final offensive drive, it was a 16-yard run by number 23, Kalen Arndt, making that his second rushing touchdown of the night. And then Hayes High had the ball for the final 3 minutes and 42 seconds of the game, and it was a 12-yard, and they capped it off with a 12-yard pass from Ian McGuire to Johnny Cano, making that the final play of the season for Hayes High. But that's our recap of tonight's game, and we'll take a look at individual and team numbers when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. Hello, everyone. It's Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
Attention to all you Hayes High basketball fans. The season is about to tip off, and we need you back in the stands cheering for our Hayes High Indians. As we hit the hardwood, we have some exciting games at home in December. Go ahead and mark your calendars for the Hayes City Shootout, where our varsity squad will face a competition right here at home. First, on December 5th and 6th at 3 p.m., and then on December 7th is our finale at 10 a.m. But that's not all. The excitement continues on December 13th as the Hayes High Indians take on Junction City at 4:15 p.m. Let's pack the stands, show our school spirit, and bring support to our team as the season starts strong. Be there, bring your energy, and let's make this season unforgettable. Go Indians!
Attention drivers and passengers. Your safety is paramount. Buckling your seatbelt is one of the simplest and most effective ways to protect yourself on the road. In the event of a crash, seatbelts can reduce the risk of serious injury by up to 50%. So whether you're commuting to work or embarking on a long journey, make sure everyone in the vehicle is secure. Remember, seatbelts save lives. It's not just a good habit, it's the law. So click it or ticket.
Back here at Welch Stadium on the postgame show as Aquinas wins the 5A state championship over Hayes High by a final score of 35-13. And we'll now take a look at our final numbers, starting off with Hayes High. Ian McGuire completed 6 of his 13 passes for 80 yards and threw 2 touchdowns, one to Holden Lynn, which was his only reception for 25 yards, and one to Johnny Cano in the final seconds. He had 51 yards receiving on 4 receptions on the night. And Parker McGuire had a 4-yard reception as well. Hayes High used their ground game for the majority of the game. Holden Lynn finished with 95 yards on 20 carries, and Ian McGuire carried the ball 21 times for 13 yards, and Johnny Cano rounds it out for 1 carry for 3 yards, which was on a reverse play. LZ Slaughter for the Saints had completed 3 of his 5 passes for 83 yards, 52 yards. Brett Yankovic had 52 yards on 2 receptions and a touchdown. And number 84, Michael Bernhardt, had a reception for 31 yards. Kalen Arndt was the leading rusher for the Saints with 20 carries for 130 yards. Number 19, Bryson Taylor, had 2 carries for 8 yards. And Will Callahan had 31 yards on 4 carries. And rounding out is LZ Slaughter with 12 carries for 93 yards. And looking at our final team numbers, Hayes High had the ball for 27 minutes and 36 seconds and went 4 for 15 on 3rd down and 2 for 3 on 4th down as well. And they picked up 9 first downs on the night. And their final yardage comes out to 111 yards rushing, 80 yards passing, and 191 total yards on the night. For Aquinas, they held the ball for 20 minutes and 24 seconds and only converted 1 of their 5 third down conversion attempts and never had to go for it on 4th down tonight, but they had 9 first downs just like Hayes High and had 262 yards rushing and 83 yards passing, making that 345 yards total for them on the night. And we'll now take a look at our final scores from around the state, going down from 6A all the way to 6-man. We mentioned Gardner Egerton defeated Manhattan 36-33 on Friday for the Trailblazers to win another state championship over Manhattan. Bishop Miege falls to Andover Central 42-49 as the Jaguars win their first championship on their 5th appearance. In 3A, Andale wins their 8th state championship all time, and they defeat Topeka Hayden 36-19. Southeast of Saline comes back and emerges victorious in Class 2A over Nemaha Central 36-28. And in 1A, Conway Springs defeats Centralia 41-6. And in 8-man Division 2, Axtell defeated Victoria 50-0. And Westkin got a big win in 6-man 49-48 over Cunningham. And we'll try to get that one more final score, and that's Hoxie against Central Plains. They win 46-0 over Central Plains, so they complete the perfect season 13-0, and both 8-man games were won by mercy rule, with Hoxie winning 46-0 over Central Plains and Axtell winning over Victoria 50-0. And that will about wrap things up for our post-game show. Again, Hayes High falls tonight by a final score of 35-13 against St. Thomas Aquinas in the state championship. It wasn't the result that Hayes High wanted, but they can definitely look back on the season and just look at all the positive things they've done. They entered as the 9 seed, many people not expecting them to go far. They come out and get a big shutout win over Andover, upset Great Bend, get another shutout win against Hutchinson, and then pull off an upset win over Eisenhower after losing to them a year ago. And then they return a lot of talent next year as well. As we have it listed right here, Hayes High will return 8 starters on offense next season as they graduate Jonathan Cano and Braden Meckel in the receiving corps, and also Carter Graham as well at quarterback. And the defense will return 7 starters as well as they lose Dalton Myers, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kamani Jones, and Cooper Lindenmeyer. So again, it wasn't the result Hayes High wanted tonight, but they achieved a lot this season, making the deepest run in program history, and they have a lot to look forward to for the future. And not much else you can say. That'll wrap things up tonight. Again, we want to thank you all for tuning in to tonight's game, and thank you all for tuning in this season. And from Welch Stadium, I'm Hank Corsair saying good night from Emporia, Kansas.